You know, Commander fans, man. My guy PSN sent me a message on IG. Told me that Marcus Mariota, if he was in the game, we would have lost. That we should have blew them out. Bro, we scored over almost 30 points on y'all. What are you talking about? Y'all weren't even in the game into the fourth quarter, man. Marcus Mariota was ass from the beginning. Why wasn't Marcus Mariota not competitive in the first and second quarter? You out here tell about if Marcus Mariota was in the game if he didn't get hurt. Marcus Mariota was ass in the first and second quarter. Why didn't he show up when the game was in reach yesterday? You were up 10 points. Like, bro, like, do you understand? You were up 10 points. We were literally down, and we came back and beat y'all. I'm not trying to hear the excuse from Commander fans, man. I'm not trying to hear from y'all. I'm not trying to hear your injuries, man. It didn't matter if you had Jaden Daniels. I said this in my video. Go watch it. And if you didn't watch it, I said, it didn't matter if you have Jaden Daniels. You can have Patrick Mahomes. You can have Josh Allen. It don't matter who you have. You were going to lose. Do you not get that? You showed fight. But everybody knew this was going to be a division game. We know those games are close. My boy PSN telling me, oh, if you don't know who he is, Protect Sports, Commanders fan. He's telling me, oh, I wasn't impressed. You don't got to be impressed. We're not here to impress people. We don't score points in the air. That's not our brand. We run the football, and we make your defense have to react. We are a grimy football team, a grimy city. Do you not understand that? Throwing the football 90 times don't win you Super Bowls. That's why you haven't been there since what? Doug Williams was your quarterback. Commander fans out here making excuses. Consecrators making excuses. Talk about Marcus Mariota if he was in the game. Marcus Mariota wouldn't make a difference if he was in a game. You were losing, and you're up by 10 points. We scored 3. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What was it, 10 points? No, yeah, it was, right? Because it was 7-3. Because y'all had possession. Oh, that's right. You couldn't score on Marcus Mariota. What are we talking about? You scored for a field goal. You had a field goal. Because you remember, we muffed the punt. Will Shipley muffed the punt. Or muffed a kick return in the first possession. Why didn't you go down and score? You had Marcus Mariota in that game, didn't you not? So I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't care. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, Commander fans on the couch. 3, 4, 5, 6, the Giants are done and eliminated. 7, 8, 9, Cowboy fans, shut your ass up. It's time to go to bed. Turn off the light. Night, night. Yeah, all 3 of y'all eliminated, man. I've been telling you that. You were not going to an NFC Championship game, Washington. And you thought you were going. You were cocky. Told my boy PSN. I said, man, I don't know. You spent a lot of money on offense. Now you got no money. You got no money, no way of getting out of some of these contracts. I don't feel bad for Washington fans. I don't. I would have felt bad for y'all if you weren't this cocky. But y'all were running around here talking crazy. You were talking crazy. So I don't feel bad for you. I don't give a damn if you had a third-string quarterback. Not my issue. You should have picked a better third-string quarterback to lead your offense. I don't know what you want me to say. Maybe don't get your quarterback hurt. That ain't my issue. What does that have to do with my team do? My team went out and did their job. Don't get your quarterback hurt then. Build around your quarterback. Tell your GM to not build around 30-year-olds and sign 30-year-olds. You did that to yourself, not us. We didn't do nothing wrong. We went out there and we took care of y'all. We put y'all in a body bag and we sent y'all. Well, your season was been over, but we officially made y'all trash. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to blow you out. We blew you out in the NFC Championship game. We put 55 on your head top. We knew you were going to fight, but it wasn't enough. Marcus Mariota was in the first and second quarter, and yet he couldn't put more than, 10 points on the board? Why didn't you score points with Marcus Mariota? Man, listen, I love my guy PSN, no homo, but you're making excuses. We're not here to be impressed. We don't care if you're impressed with us. We don't give a shit. The press don't win you Super Bowls. Teams that run the football and they're grimy, that's willing to fight, win Super Bowls, man. If we were a impressive team, we would have only one Super Bowl in a trophy cabinet. Fuck out of here, talk about we impressed. Well, you weren't impressive. I don't give a fuck about being impressive. I've said it all around. I don't care. That's for the Bills to do. And that's why the Bills don't win Super Bowls. That's what Joe Burrow does. You see how they're doing. We're not an impressive football team. Why do y'all not understand that? Philadelphia is not a passing football team. That is not a brand. We are a grimy, running down your throats, smash mouth, hardcore football team. That is Philadelphia. That's always been Philadelphia. I'm sorry that y'all weirdos think that we're supposed to throw the ball 24/7. We don't got to do it against y'all. We knew you couldn't stop the run. Marcus Mariota wasn't helping you because he was ass in the first and second quarter. Why didn't Mariota go down and score when he had the first possession of the game? When we turned it over how many times? Y'all should have scored that touchdown in. These guys making excuses, man. They out here talking about you have all this talent, yet you couldn't blow us out. We don't want to blow you out. We just wanted to beat y'all. We weren't looking at y'all as a threat. We beat y'all, didn't we not? I don't care. We blew you out. Why do we got to blow you out? We beat y'all. We scored almost 30 points on y'all. We put 55 on your head top in the NFC Championship game with your starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad for Washington fans, man. Y'all need to shut up and lay down, man. Shut up and go to bed. Go make mock drafts, man. Go talk about what you're going to do with that pick in the first round while we get ready for a playoff game. Cowboy fans out here bragging about rings, man. You got this dude from Philadelphia. I was going to make a TikTok video, but frankly, I don't got time to deal with goofy dude, nut-ass people who out here talking about they're from Philadelphia. And you're a bitch-made Cowboys fan bragging about rings that you've never seen. And this dude is in his 30s, probably never seen none. Let me ask you a question. Do you Cowboy fans get a rise of bringing shit that you never witnessed? Does that make you feel good? Like, it got to be hard to understand you haven't won shit in 29 years. And yet to brag about rings that you were a little baby still in diapers. Like, think about how embarrassing that is. Why do you brag about shit you never witnessed? You didn't witness Starbuck. You didn't witness Tony Dorsett. You weren't alive. Stop bragging about shit you never witnessed. That's goofy shit, man. That is some weird ass shit that y'all do that's annoying. You weren't alive. You're probably alive for one at most. You're about what? 2 years old? 2 years old? 6 years old? Y'all weird as hell, man. Now, some of y'all probably been around, but listen, man, you haven't won shit in 29 years. Talk to me when you go to the NFC Championship game in the next 3 years when you probably don't win shit anyway. Because it won't be this year, it won't be next year. Your year's never happening. Trash ass Cowboy fans, man, from Philadelphia, man. Y'all weird as hell. So like 2 for 5 is, but bro, you didn't see 5 in your whole lifetime. Shut up, man. I hate you weirdos like that, dude. You're bragging about shit you never witnessed. You didn't witness them. That's weird ass stuff, man. You don't do that. That's like me bragging about the Eagles Super Bowls, and they won them all in the 80s and 90s. I can never do that. Yeah, but we won five though. But you didn't witness them, stupid. You know what I'm saying? You weirdos are weird, man. Just go sit on the fucking couch. You're done. You're done. Your season is over. Dak will not be going to the Super Bowl. Your defense didn't lose you those games. Dak did. Dak didn't show up in the Lions game, and Dak didn't show up in the Vikings game. Your defense didn't do nothing wrong. They kept you in the game. Let's talk about the Vikings game. How about the fact that J.J. McCarthy had a turnover in the first game and your quarterback couldn't even put up 7? That's a defense fault. It's a defense fault. Your defense already wasn't good. But the fact that you think your defense is supposed to bail your quarterback out, but yet you call your quarterback the best quarterback in the division? Come on, man. You're weird as hell for that. Cowboy fans have so many excuses. They don't want to blame their quarterback. Your quarterback's the highest paid quarterback in sports. He's the highest paid athlete in sports. He's getting paid more than NASCAR players, man. Hold your sorry quarterback who's been in year 10, can't win a division round, and is 2-7. 2-8 in the postseason, and never been to an NFC Championship game, never been near an NFC Championship game, and can't win a divisional game, man. You're known as 2 wild card wins under him. You didn't win anything above that. You beat a washed-up Tom Brady, and you beat up a old washed-up Russell Wilson that was falling off the cliff in Seattle with that Legion of Boom that was falling off the cliff. What are we talking about? Sorry, bitch-made Cowboy fans brag about rings they never seen. You weird as hell, man. And if you're from Philadelphia and you're a bitch-made Cowboys fan, and your Eagle fan base is all Eagle fans, how the fuck is you a Dallas Cowboy fan, man? How did your nuthead ass become a Cowboys fan? You weren't even you're from fucking Philly, and your fan base is your family members. How the fuck is you a Cowboys fan, dickhead? Explain to me that. Stupid, dumb idiots, man. Would you become a Cowboys fan because you saw the star? Hey, look, man, it's Dak Prescott. I'm going to be a Cowboys fan. Shut up, man. You don't even know who the guy is, by the way. I'm going to show you a picture of this dude, man. This dude, this clown, man. This clown right here. He made a whole video talking about his family members is from Philadelphia and they're Eagle fans. But he's a Cowboys fan. Then he wanted to talk about 2 is better than 5. Your goofy ass has never seen none of them. You look like you're at least 30 years old. You were a little baby the last time Cowboys been to the NFC Championship game, man. How the fuck is you going to claim something you've never seen? I wish I could play the video, man, because it's embarrassing. The fact that, and then you call yourself smart in the fucking video. You claim you're smart, but yet you root for a team that haven't won shit in 29 years. Okay. That don't make no sense. And you're bragging about Super Bowls you never seen. You weren't in the 70s. I could tell by the way you look. You can't brag about them Super Bowls. You didn't witness them. Your ass look like you're at least 29 years old. Goofy dude. You look like you're in your 29s, early 30s. How the hell is you bragging about any? You're ringless, in my opinion. You're no different than Bills fans. You didn't witness anything. Your granddaddy and your father witnessed those Super Bowls. You didn't witness nothing. You were not even around. You were a sperm that didn't even hit the female's egg yet. And it wasn't even fertilized, fully. You weren't even born. You weren't even a thought. You weren't even around. They didn't even have a name for you. Shut your stupid ass up, man. That's why I hate about you Cowboy fans, man. How is you from Philadelphia and how is your family members Eagle fans, but yet you're a bitch-made Cowboys fan? What, you watch Tony Romo? He didn't win shit either. At least pick a team like the Patriots, man. I want more respect for you. At least you pick the Patriots. At least they won something currently in the 2000 era. The 49ers at least made the Super Bowls. You haven't been to a Super Bowl since 96. It's a graceful, man. This graceful ass Fucking nuthead ass clown, man. Get this clown off my fucking page, man. Fucking your running back is literally making commercials about the Pens, man. And you want to talk about Super Bowls, man. You don't even know who Emmitt Smith is. You probably are more recommended to know who DeMarco Murray is. That's closest to every running back that you'll ever see. You didn't witness a Super Bowl, man. Don't claim shit you never witnessed. That's dumb shit that you don't do. That's goofy shit, man. Weird ass dude talk about Super Bowls. Bro. Clown ass fucking fan base, man. That's why some of y'all, I can't take y'all seriously. Bro, I was 12 years old last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. I'm 42. Last time the Cowboys won a... Okay. Okay. You were 12 years old. Okay. And by the way, I'm 25 years old. Congratulations. You're 42 years old and you were 12 last time. Cool. So you were a little kid. So you were about a teen the last time you won something. You know how long that is? I think about it. I mean, we're bragging about being 12 years old. So you were still in school. And you're talking about you're 42 years old now. Shit. You want a cookie for that? Because that would be embarrassing to even mention. Honestly, I don't know if you're bragging about that. You think that's supposed to be something to pump your chest about? You were 12 years old the last time your Cowboys won a Super Bowl, man. You're 42 years old now. You're going to be in your 50s the next, 10 years now? And you probably won't witness another Super Bowl. Congratulations. Oh, you're an Eagles fan. My fault, bro. Well, then, bro, you said, bro, I was 12 years old the last time the Cowboys. Oh, okay. I thought you were a Cowboys fan. That's my fault. My fault. I didn't read it right. At least he's not a bandwagon. I don't know about that one. I think he is. You mean the Cowboys fan that claims he's in Philadelphia? He is a bandwagon. How the hell is you a Cowboys fan? There's no way in hell that you're a Cowboys fan in Philadelphia. Your whole family members are Eagle fans. None of them are. I mean, he didn't say anything about him having Cowboy fans in his family. How the fuck did you become a Cowboys fan? That is a bandwagon. Because you wanted to claim Super Bowl rings. He probably just wanted to claim Super Bowl rings. He probably was an Eagle fan, didn't want to be an Eagles fan anymore because he was tired of losing. He didn't want to be patient, so he decided to jump off to the next fucking, winning team because he saw the documentaries of the America's team and said, I want to be a Cowboys fan. Come on, man. That is some fake ass shit. He better off being a Patriots fan. I mean, why would you want to be a Cowboys fan and you're not even in your late 40s and you're talking crazy about rings you've never seen? I'd rather have to be a Patriots fan. At least, if I'm going to pick a team, thank God I'm not. But if I was, I would be a Patriots fan because at least I would see my team witness current Super Bowls. The Cowboys haven't been in the Super Bowl since 29 years, going to 30. Troy Aikman is in the booth with gray hair, man. He's a granddaddy. Roger Starbuck is in his late, 80s, 90s? And your running back is making the Pens commercials. Look at this, man. I didn't even know about it until LB said something, so I had to look it up. Shout out to LB. I'm like, damn, he's making the Pen commercial? Hell yeah, he is. I didn't even know about that one. There's actually a video of him making the Pen commercials, bro. I mean, that's different, bro. But when you claim something like rings, man, when you claiming rings that you never seen, I don't mind you being a Cowboys fan and you're from Philadelphia. Do I think it's weird as hell? Yeah, I do. Okay, I think it's weird. I think it's weird shit that I wouldn't do. But when you claim Super Bowls, that's when I have an issue. You could be a Cowboys fan. I don't care what you become. I don't care what fan base you root for. I don't care what team you root, not fan base, what team you root for. Don't claim shit you never see. That's where I draw the line. And when you sit there and you brag about 5 rings that your ass never seen, that's why I have a problem. If you're going to claim something, at least claim the one that you saw. Stop claiming 5 that you never seen. You didn't see all 5. You don't get to claim rings when you weren't part of most of them. That's weird stuff, though. You don't do that. If the Eagles won in the 90s, I'm not going to say, well, we won 6. No, I'm going to say we won 2. I can't claim the 90s Super Bowls. I didn't witness those. I wasn't part of them. I'm not going to brag my chest and say, well, we got five of them. Bro, like, no, we got two. I mean, I witnessed the Super Bowls I witnessed. I'm not going to brag about shit that I didn't see. I didn't witness them with my own eyes. That is not something I would do. That's weird shit. You didn't witness those 7 Super Bowls. You didn't witness them. You weren't alive when Tom Landry was around. Most of y'all weren't even alive when Troy Aikman was playing. And you got Cowboy fans bragging and pumping their chests because they watch documentaries and want to say they won Super Bowls, man. That's why your owner hasn't won shit in 29 years. He's out here trying to sell you that he's won shit back in the day. You're living off the documentaries from Netflix, man. Exactly. You can inherit, you inherit the rings, but how can you brag? That's what I have an issue with. That's why I start losing my patience with some of these Cowboy fans, man. Don't you inherit rings when you pick a team? No. No, you don't. You don't. What? No. No. You stick with the team, good or bad. If the Eagles won in 2004 and I was 2 years old, well, so it was 2004, so I was 4 years old. I couldn't sit there and say that I totally remember. I know I remember watching the game, but I couldn't say, oh, by the way, we got 3. So no, man. And if I was born in 2000 and the Eagles won in the 90s, I can't sit there and say, well, but we won in the 90s. You weren't even alive then. How the hell are you going to brag? Again, this is my issue with Cowboy fans, man. First of all, man, you don't hold your quarterback accountable. Stop. And by the way, some of these Eagle fans, man, make me mad, dude. When I went on the one Eagles fan channel, bro, dude is out here dick riding Cowboy fans. I can't stand that type of shit, man. What you trying to get? Why do you want to impress your ops so much, man? One of the dudes is literally talk about Dak. Well, it's not Dak's fault, man. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Who scored 0 points against the Vikings? Was it the defense or was it the quarterback? I just want to know. If it wasn't Dak's fault, then why did he score points? Why did he do none? The defense overturned the ball from McCarthy. They had a turnover. Why did he score? Oh, okay. Was it not Dak's fault? What about the interceptions they almost threw? How many times he almost threw interceptions? Was it not his fault that he missed Pickens wide open? Or how about the CeeDee Lamb when he missed CeeDee Lamb wide open? Was that not Dak's fault? How about some of the throws where he missing guys wide open? Was that because you claim when Jalen Hurts missed guys wide open, you claim that he can't miss those guys. So why is Dak missing guys every time I'm watching him? Is it all Dak's fault? No. But Dak needs part of the blame. But when you're the franchise quarterback and you're the highest paid quarterback and you demand $60 million and you're the highest paid sports and athlete history, you're getting paid more than Patrick Mahomes. And you're not equivalent to what he does. Dak is in his 10th year. You got Cowboy fans out here bragging about Jalen Hurts' first year as 2021, and they're trying to compare their quarterback, bro. Your quarterback came and do what my quarterback did. A rookie went to an NFC Championship game last year. The Lions have been to at least almost an NFC Championship game. Your quarterback came and do that. And you got the audacity to talk about you got t-shirts running around talking about Dak is unappreciated. Man, he's the most overrated ass quarterback I've ever seen in my lifetime, man. He's the most overrated ass quarterback I've ever seen in my lifetime. This guy gets so much praise for beating on the so-called Super Bowl teams. He beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not even the same team we played last year. And you're running around about the 21-point lead where we blew. You didn't do nothing. We blew a 21-point lead, and we didn't do that. We would have beaten y'all. But it's cool. That was y'all Super Bowl, right? Because you're not going into the playoffs and winning one. So how you get into a Super Bowl, Dallas? Oh, yeah, y'all thought you were going to the playoffs, huh? I don't give a damn what the Chargers game is. You're still not going to the playoffs. You're over. Your season's over. Let me remind Cowboy fans, just in case if you're brain dead, Let me remind you, it don't matter if you win today. It don't matter. You don't want to know why? Here, let me show you why. Let me show you why. This is why I love it. Your season's over with, man. You will not be going to the playoffs. I got to make it a little bit smaller, but you see, you pretty much get the clue. You're eliminated. You will not be seeing the Super Bowl this year. Not with the star on the helmet. That ain't playing. That's not playing in Las Vegas. You will not be seeing no star on the helmet playing in the Super Bowl. That's not happening. Cowboy fans, Giant fans, Commander fans. It's on the couch this year. Like I predicted. It was all laughing giggles. Yeah, George Pickens was calling us out after. I'm sure he's happy now. How's it feel to be on the couch, buddy? How's it feel to be on the couch? How's it feel to know that you're a star? You and CeeDee Lamb can wear a shiesty mask on the fucking couch. Listen, NBA young boy on the couch. Dak Prescott can go, here we go, on the couch. You're not going to the playoffs. All that talking, all that hopeful dreams. Cowboy fans say, well, if we get in the playoffs, but you're not. You're not. And you run around here talking about Dak's stat. Talk about, oh, Dak had a great year. Dak, come on, man. How you have a great year and you can't get to the NFC Championship game this year? What stopped Dak from not winning the division? What stopped him? Oh, maybe because he'd been playing bad for the last 4 weeks. Some guy on TikTok told me, who had no profile, by the way, said we knew our season was over against the Chargers. Your season was over from the beginning before the Chargers game. Your season was over when you lost to us. Matter of fact, no, I'll take that back. Your season is over when you lost to the Panthers. That's when your season was over. Hell, I even give you a better one. Your season was over before the trade deadline. That's when your season was over. Y'all weren't going into the playoffs before that. But you made it a fight. But it wasn't enough. You fought, but came short. Now hang that banner in your with your trophy case. You just came up short. But didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? He probably did explain why he's so angry for something that's irrelevant. He said, did I vote for Trump? It's none of your business. So probably not. I don't vote for politics, man. Yeah, you talk about politics shit, man. What does that have to do with anything, man? Does it matter who I vote for? I don't vote, bro. Like I don't do politics. And if I did vote, why would I tell you that? This ain't a politician channel, man. This is a football channel. Put his ass in timeout, man. Out here trying to bring politics. This ain't a fucking politics channel, man. This is a football channel, goofy dude. What is his name is? Picking Sprod 3? I don't even know what that means. What's that username? Look like a 10-year-old with a profile, man. What is that? I don't even know what that is. It is what it is, man. I'm just happy we won the division. Listen, yesterday on my live stream, I was mad at Nick. There were some things I was mad at Nick. I think Nick needs to be better, obviously. But I'm more mad at Jake Elliott, and sometimes I get emotional during games. So if you were watching a live stream or my live stream, if you didn't, it is what it is. Not every time you watch live, it is what it is. Sometimes you might not think it's entertaining. I could care less, honestly. I don't do it for entertainment. I do it because I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about YouTube. I'm not making money on YouTube. That's not my purpose. You know what I'm saying? But if you watch the live stream, I was upset a lot of times because there were some things I was upset about. Obviously, Jake Elliott missing field goals. Jake Elliott is starting to piss me off. And it's like, the dude has been off and on and off and on. And my hope is he turns it up in the playoffs. Those kicks that you missed, man. And for my guy PSN to tell me we should have blew them out, we would have blew you all. We would have blew you out if our kicker was making those kicks and not missing them. He missed 2 extra kicks. We would at least scored at least 32 on y'all. 34 at least. We had to go for 2 because we couldn't trust a kicker. And that's a problem. That's a problem. So, I mean, for every Commander fan, I need to tell, you didn't blow us out. Yeah, because we missed 2 field goals. If our kicker makes those field goals with those touchdowns we score, we're putting 40 at least on y'all. Or at least 30 on y'all. But it's cool. It don't matter we blew you out. We beat y'all. It don't matter if you was your 3rd straight. It didn't matter. Y'all didn't win. And we won a division. And you couldn't stop the run. Yeah, 3 missed field goals. Yeah, I thought it was 2. It was 3, actually. I forgot he missed the 1. He missed 1, and then, yeah, he missed 3. It's unexcusable. You know? What's up, Jaden Chris? How you doing, dude? I'm feeling good about this Eagles team, dude. Like, I think that the only one that could stop us from winning the Super Bowl is our team. Inflicted wounds, penalties, coaching not putting the guys in the right position. Like the 4th and 1 decision on Nick Sirianni, to me, was a bad call, right? Because I think that and I truly believe if we went for it, Nakobe Dean would still be on that field. Now, I don't know how bad it is, but I hope it's not serious. He did leave with a hamstring, which, he, again, can't stay healthy. And that's the thing about him. You got to be able to stay healthy. But it helps us because now we don't got to pay him top money. And so he was going to be looking at getting the highest paid money as a linebacker. And he was having a great year. I'm not saying Nakobe is a bad. No, he just can't stay healthy. Does Howie Roseman want to pay that type of money? I don't think so. The Cowboys lost? Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Philadelphia Eagles beat best fans in the NFL country. They absolutely are. If you knew, hit that like button. Appreciate y'all, man. But like I said, I'm excited about this team. I really am. Like, I would not play our backups against the Buffalo Bills. I would beat that Bills team on the starters. I want that game to be personal for us, man. And as much as it might not mean anything, it means a lot for us. Because all this Josh Allen better than Jalen Hurts shit, I want to see it for real. We already know the first time we played each other, Jalen Hurts won that game. And I truly believe if we play our stars, we're beating the Bills. I don't think the Bills are anything to write home about. I mean, I don't know who they're playing. I was trying to watch them versus the Browns. I couldn't get that, fortunately. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm not watching no Bills, man. Another losing ass fucking franchise that never won shit. Been to 4 Super Bowls and lost to a team that now they claim they have 5 Super Bowls. And that's the fan base. They run around here brag about 5 Super Bowls. Yeah, because you beat the Bills 3 times. One was Frank Wright as a starter because the quarterback went down. And 2 of them was because Jim Kelly was a choke artist. It is what it is. But it is what it is. I mean, I just think that the Bills, to me, are now losing franchise. These Bill fans out here making content. They're out here talking about my quarterback. And your quarterback has been doing nothing but throwing picks and making bad decisions. And if you want to be real, your quarterback is winning because of your running back. Not because he's doing anything, bro. He's not throwing 50 to 6 times. And he's using the same play that they complain about Jalen Hurts doing. You notice the tush push is not a big thing ever since they don't really use it as much. Because I watched 4 other different teams use it. Why aren't people talking about the Bills not using the tush push? Someone told me it wasn't a tush push. It was a quarterback sneak. It was the tush push, knucklehead. Stop trying to make excuses. Remember, the coach didn't like using it because it was a dangerous play, right? Yeah, and I bet they were using it today. I love the optimism, but but it's not happening. The first round exit for the Eagles. Who is you? What team do you root for? No Eagle fan is saying that. What are you talking about? Why would you think that are you an Eagles fan? No Eagle fan is saying that. Why would you think that? Oh, I lost a lot of money on Josh Allen. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have a choke artist. Why would you think that we would? What team do you root for? What team do you root for, Chief TV? Are you a Chiefs fan? I mean, I don't know. I just read your username, Chief TV. Are you a Kansas City Chief fan? What fan base is? What fan base do you claim? What team do you root for? Because no Eagle fans saying we're going to lose the first round. That's some fake shit right there, man. Why would you think that? I think that we can win the playoff game at least two. We definitely can go back to the Super Bowl. We got the pieces to do it. And if our coach continues to develop well and call a great game plan, and our running backs start getting going, and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. No question about it. Nobody's better than us. We only one that can stop ourselves. Eagles, brother, I've seen enough this season. I don't trust the coaches. And I get that. I get that, man. And I appreciate you for telling me. I get that. And I understand it's not the best. I get that. But I look at these other teams. I'm sorry, Seattle does not scare me. They struggled against the Rams. The Rams don't scare me. I think they're overrated. They are the dream team. That's what they are. I'm not scared of going to Seattle and beating them. I think Sam Darnold's a pumpkin. He reminds me of Case Keenum. Just a little bit, with maybe a bigger arm than he is. But he's Case Keenum. That's what he reminds me of. A Case Keenum that has a good defense. You get pressure on Sam Darnold, and he's going to see ghost. And our defense is that good where we can get pressure on Sam Darnold. I look at Chicago. I think that will be the second time playing them. I think we can beat them. There's no team that scares me. I'm not scared of the Rams. We've beaten the Rams 3 times. And they look like a team that's falling apart. Why are nobody bringing up Matthew Stafford? What did Matthew Stafford? Why is there no film on Matthew Stafford versus the Seahawks? He missed Puka Nacua wide open. No one wants to talk about that. There's no film breakdown, but when Jalen Hurts, there's film breakdown everywhere. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There's no film breakdown on Matthew Stafford. They don't want to talk about their boy that they talk highly about. You know what I'm saying? Tell me who's dominant team in the NFC. I don't know. I don't think there's any one of them. I don't think Jordan Love to me is trash. I've been saying he is a black Alex Smith. That's what he is. The Rams play a perfect game and still lost. It don't matter if they play a perfect game. Matthew Stafford also missed throws. I don't give a damn they played a perfect game. Did they win? If they played a perfect game, they would have blew out Seattle. They didn't play a perfect game. They didn't play a perfect game because they would have won. So that's a lie. Respectfully, Matthew Stafford missed some throws. Seattle was able to capitalize. Just saying. If they played a perfect game, it would have been beaten Seattle. They would have been the number 1 seed. And yet they're not. They're not. They're not. The Bears are the 2 seed. They're not even the 3rd seed. They're the 5th seed? 4th seed? What are we talking about? If they were playing a perfect game, like you claim, they would have been the number 1 seed today. They would have had all home field advantage through the playoffs. But I guess it's not the case because Seattle has the number 1 seed right now. Right now, they do. The Bears have the 2nd last time I checked. And we have the 3rd. And I think the Rams are the 4th or 5th. Sam Darnold's over he throws interceptions. Yeah, so what teams should I be scared of? Listen, our coaching I think it's going to get better. I really do. Because we've seen strides of progression from our offensive play calling. Is it always pretty? No. It's not. It's not. But you're seeing the running game start coming up through. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, we've been running the football. AJ and Devontae have been cooking. There's some plays where it's like, bro, what are we doing? But when you look at the good things, our defense is playing well. Saquon was able to get going. Bigsby's explosive. AJ was able to get some. I just said it. But, Jalen was on the money. That throw to Dallas Goedert, bro. They talk about clutch moments, right? Quarterbacks that show up in big games. When you need that big play, Jalen showed it again. He did. I don't care if it's against the Commanders. I don't care. I don't care. That throw was only where Dallas Goedert could go and get that ball. That ball was perfectly placed. If he throws it anywhere down below, it's an interception. He threw it right on the money. Hope Jake Elliott doesn't screw us up in the playoffs. Yeah. I think Jake Elliott, one thing about Jake Elliott is he's always been hot and cold. So I'm not really worried about it. I think it's a concern, but I think Jake Elliott is going to we've seen this last year where Jake Elliott missed field goals. And then he was fine in those big games. I think he shows up in big games. I think he'll start getting hot when the right moment hopefully he's around. Because we're going to need him. You know what I'm saying? We're probably not going to get home field advantage. You know, not all through the playoffs. We're going to have to go on the road, which I'm cool with. I want to be the underdogs, man. Go Sixers 4-5-4. Sorry, go Sixers 5-4-6. Go Birds. Absolutely. I think Sam Darnold is over it. I'm sorry. I think that Sam Darnold is Case Keenum just with a better arm. That's all. I mean, you can pressure Sam Darnold. I mean, he is a statue. He is nothing special to me. He's not. I think if you rattle him and you shut down JSN, which I think we got the corners to do, I think that we can beat him. I think we can beat San Fran. I don't see anybody that scares me. Even the Bears game, you go watch that game. I think that the way we've been playing for the last 2 weeks, I think we can beat the Bears. That Bears game, we just didn't show up. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? They just ran the ball down on us. That's something you don't see usually. It wasn't our night, unfortunately. Jordan Davis is going to ask for a big contract, and he's balling out this season. And I'm paying him. I'm not worried about his contract because I know who my GM is. Howie Roseman is going to pay Jordan Davis. I'm not even worried about it. Jordan Davis is getting in the bag, for sure. AJ will take a restructured deal. Because everybody thinks AJ is getting traded. He's not getting traded. The Eagles are not going to trade him. What they're going to do is they're going to restructure his deal. They're going to restructure, I'm sure they're going to restructure Jake Elliott's deal. They're going to restructure probably Devontae Smith's deal. They're going to take deals. I think AJ is going to be the guy that's going to take a restructured deal. I do. AJ already has enough money. Why would AJ, see, these people make no sense when they make reports about AJ. Why would AJ Brown want to go to the Buffalo Bills? Are the Buffalo Bills been to Super Bowls lately? Because I don't think so. Did you not see him smile after winning division? If he was so unhappy, why is he celebrating with his teammates so much? See, people want to throw it, like, I'm watching Broads, Sports Harbor Broads. I'm watching his little podcast. He over there complaining because AJ was getting targeted much. Get over it. That's what happens when you have a number one receiver. You don't want him to get targeted. You're sitting there talking about it, if it doesn't. We don't gel well with AJ getting targeted. We did fine when AJ was getting targeted. We had no issues with AJ. What did AJ do? AJ dropped one football and he bobbled the other one, but he caught it. Like, there's some people just hate AJ Brown for no reason because you heard rumors that he was unhappy or you upset because he told you what the truth was. And for the last 2 weeks, what happens? We've been playing better. Why? Because the coaches were getting put under the microscope. They were getting put under a magnifying glass, man. So again, why are people acting like AJ Brown wasn't right? He was right. Now the Twitch stream, okay, when he was with Rondo, I get it, but that was his friend. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Yeah, the Bears game was weird. Yeah, it happens. Give me a second. My cat's coming in, so he's going to be noisy. Sorry, my cat had to come in. So yeah, it might be noisy, just to let you know. Hearing Pages want AJ Brady, dude, they can want a lot of things. They can want a lot of things. They're not getting him. They tried to get him this year and they didn't get him. They can win a lot of things. I won $1 million. They ain't getting AJ Brown. They're not trading AJ Brown. Why would they trade their best receiver? Why would the Eagles do that? The Eagles are not trading AJ Brown unless they need to trade him because of cap space. But AJ Brown's going to restructure the deal. I'm not worried about AJ Brown. AJ Brown is not a selfish guy. Okay, people make a bad reputation of AJ Brown. They act like this guy's the worst teammate of all time. They act like he can't be passionate because they wanted Devontae Smith so much. Devontae Smith has been like this since college. These guys don't grow on trees. You're not going to find a Devontae Smith every year. Okay, so when people say, "Well, I wish he was more like Devontae Smith," well, you know what? Then you know what? You need to get over it because that's not every receiver. Just like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are not the same player. They're wired differently. Players have different personalities. Get over it. Suck it up. Stop crying. And understand players are different, have different personalities. Devontae Smith was like that since high school. He's always been like that. And he was with Nick Saban. AJ Brown was not part of the Alabama tree. So he wasn't wired like Devontae Smith. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So when people act like, oh, well, I wish he was more like Devontae Smith. Well, you know what? Then get over yourself. Because that's not A.J. Brown. That was never A.J. Brown. Even in Tennessee, he was like this. Okay? Even in Ole Miss, you watch him, he was like this. He's always been a passionate dude. He's always been a guy that, can get upset sometimes. And he's always been a guy that will speak himself. I mean, when he needs to do it. And he did that. And I like the fact he spoke because when he spoke, we've been on a roll. When A.J. Brown has opened his mouth, he's done absolutely what he needed to do. And 9 times 10, our offense clicks. Last year he spoke and we got it going. Like, I don't know why they're acting like that's a bad thing. I like when my receivers speak because not only did AJ speak, but Devontae spoke. Devontae said this, I agree with AJ. I think I want the ball too. No one said anything about him. Devontae Smith was reportedly unhappy too. They both looked upset. You know what I'm saying? Could AJ handle it differently instead of going on Twitch? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It is what it is. Is he making any noise now? Is he complaining? No. And for people to act like, oh, well, why is he not complaining now? Why do you want him to complain? Then you only go bitch when he does it. Probably because, he was probably told not to by Jeff Lurie. And part of it is because, listen, I mean, the offense is starting to make sense. It is what it is. I mean, I don't want to continue to talk about the AJ shit because he's not going nowhere. They're not going to get rid of him. They're going to restructure his deal. He's going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I think if Philadelphia Media wants another T.O. said, they're hoping for it. These guys on WIP. I never seen a bunch of clowns on WIP so much. I mean, dude, Hugh Douglas is the biggest Hurts hater. I mean, dude didn't win shit in Philadelphia. And he want to talk about A.J. Brown. Buddy, you were literally beating your wife and you got arrested for it, man. What did you talk? You are a women beater. You out here talking about other players when you were the most distraction player on the football team in that 04-05 year. What are you talking about, man? You literally been on 3 different teams. How are you going to talk about another player when you've been in distraction as a football player? Like, A.J. Brown is still young. He's only 28. Like, Devontae Smith is 27. So it's like, it makes no sense, man. And you got guys from ESPN making enormous sources. Oh, I saw one of them say that, well, could A.J. Brown, trade speculation, trade him to the Bills. Why the hell would we give him to the fucking Buffalo Bills, man? Why would he want to go to the Buffalo Bills anyway? Come on, make that make sense. We would trade him to Buffalo? Fuck Buffalo and fuck their fans. I don't even want to trade him to Buffalo. Does AJ even want to go to Buffalo? Why would he want to go to a cold-ass fucking stadium just to play with Josh Allen, who might give him stats, but he won't win nothing? He don't care about stats, man. If he cared about stats, he wouldn't sign back in 2023. If he cared about stats, he wouldn't join the Philadelphia Eagles when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback. He would have joined other quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. So, tell me again about stats, man. If he wanted to do stats, he wouldn't join Jalen Hurts in 2022. You understand that? There was 3 other teams that called the Tennessee Titans, not just the Eagles. AJ forced himself to come to Philadelphia. You do know that, right? It wasn't like the Eagles gave up a better offer. No, there was other teams that got more offer for the Tennessee Titans. Titans could have kept him and got a better offer and sent him somewhere else. But he wanted to go somewhere where he wanted to go to Philly, and it made it work. Hugh Douglas and all these guys like Joe Gigolo, Spike Eskins. Then you got people in Jacob Media. You got clowns, man. I've never seen a bunch of goofy dudes in my lifetime. You got dudes like John McMullen talk about, AJ, I don't think AJ will be here. Shut up, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're a reporter that literally got punked by a player just 2 weeks ago. Landon Dixon literally said you were starting shit, man. You were no different than Jeff McClain. These guys just be talking because they got a freaking badge and they part of the fucking sports Eagles media. Now they think they know it all, man. These guys want to be they want to be an expert so bad. I don't believe nothing unless it comes from Adam Schefter or comes from Mike Garofalo. If it comes from those guys, then come talk to me. But a guy like from ESPN, what's his name? What's that ESPN goofball that's on First Thing First? That he's an NFL insider. Man, come on, bro. He's a clown. AJ Brown wanted to be in Eagles because he knew he would make us contenders. AJ wanted to play with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, and I think he still does. Everybody thinks, well, he's not friends with Jalen Hurts. How do you know that? How do you know what Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are like? People make shit up, man. And sometimes it's easier to make shit up than rather tell the truth. You're willing to get clicks just to make yourself sound like you're intelligent, or you try to be funny, or you try to be, famous so bad that you want to destroy a chemistry so bad. I hate it, man. It makes me sick. But enough with the AJ Brown shit, because it's not happening. I'm not worried about it until next year. I don't care about it. Right now, we got a playoff game coming soon, and I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? We're in the playoffs. Well, we won a division, and we got to continue to win these games. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love how Dan Quinn comes in. Did you see what Dan Quinn said? Dan Quinn acting after the postgame. Oh, if that's how they want to play, we'll see you in 2 weeks. You're going to see our backups. So you're going to go against Tanner McKee and you think you're going to flex over that? Wow. They're going to play Tanner McKee and they're going to play our fucking fourth string offensive lineman and Darius Cooper and Jahan Dotson. Wow. You see us in 2 weeks. You're not going to see our whole offense. Our offense going to be sitting. What is you talking about? Tell me you're going to see us in 2 weeks. You're mad and pissy because we went for 2 points. Well, then you should have did something. You should have stopped us. Stop us then. Stop us. Be a better coach. Maybe don't get your quarterback hurt. I don't know. Don't get your tight end hurt. Dan Quinn is a whiny little bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're about to get fired probably in Washington. You better hope you have a job next year. Washington might fire your ass just like the Falcons fired your ass. Just like the Cowboys fired you as a defense. I mean, you haven't lasted as a head coach more than 2 years now, man. Worry about being a head coach, bro. Worry about keeping a job. Talk about we're going, like this clown literally said, if that's how they want to play it, you know what I'm saying? Since that's how they want to play, we'll see them in 2 weeks. You're going to see our backups. That's how imagine being a total weenie that you're mad because we did what we supposed to do. It's not my fault you got your head blown up in the NFC Championship game and got 55 on your head top. Not my fault. Not my fault you hurt your quarterback. Not my fault you went, 4-10, 4-11? That's your problem. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at the players for going for 2. They went for 2 because they couldn't trust their kicker, and they went for 2 because you're trash. Stop us then. You know what I'm saying? Make us look goofy, but you didn't. Barkley was able to get 2, and you over there crying because we went for 2. You thought we should have what? Be fair to y'all? Fuck y'all. You opposition. Why the hell would we respect our ops, man? I'm glad we went for 2. I love when we're aggressive. I don't want to settle for just a field goal. I like when we put belt to ass on y'all. We don't like y'all. We are rivals to y'all, man. Why the hell would we respect our ops by playing nicely with y'all, man? You think that we're supposed to play fair? We're supposed to have good sportsmanship? Fuck y'all, man. Y'all bums and you're in our way. So Commanders coach wanted us not to go for 2 because he thought we were bad sportsmanship. You damn right we're bad sportsmanship. You damn right. We hate y'all, man. We don't like y'all. Why the hell would we give a damn about good sportsmanship? You wanted us to be nice to y'all? Fuck y'all. You are the commander. You don't command shit. You should be changing your name from the Commanders because it's offensive to call yourself the Commanders. How do you go from the Redskins to the football team to the Washington Commanders? What do you command? Your name should be the Caboose. The Washington Caboose. You're in last place. The Washington Irrelevance. Embarrassing, man. You have a team called the Washington Commanders. You don't command nothing. I command you to go give me a glass of water. I command you to go make me a sandwich. I command you to sit on a fucking couch and shut up. I command Dan Quinn to understand he's out the playoffs. I command Dan Quinn to take a hike. You pissy because you didn't like us going for 2. Then you should have stopped us, dickhead. What you want us to do? We went for 2 because Jake Elliott was struggling. We went for 2 because we fucking hate them. Bro, we were not playing nice with them. We went for 2 because we wanted to. We could have kicked the field goal. Elliott would have made it from 20 yards. Now, 42, probably not. But 20 yards, he would have made it from at least 21. He would have definitely made it. Dan Quinn, man, a whiny little bitch. He cried. He literally, go watch it. He literally cried after the game. Oh, that's how they want to play. We'll see them in 2 weeks. See who? Tanner McKee? Jalen Hurts won't be on that field. Who are you going to see? AJ, he ain't going to be on that field. Who are you going to see? Our backups? Bro, Keelan Ringo might get playing time by the end of the time we play y'all. You might be fired as a head coach. Imagine if he gets fired before the game. Yeah, we're going to see you in 2 weeks. You might not even have a job. They might fire you before the last game. You know, if I was the Commanders, I'd fire you after the game. I'd fire you before the last game. Dan Quinn flexing over playing the Eagles backups. Dude, embarrassing. It's like when Joe Judge literally said that we should have played our starters, and that was loser mentality. You remember when he said that? It's like, dude, we were tanking. We were tanking regardless. Remember when Joe Judge said that he don't like quitters? Or what did he say? He said that we were quitters or something like that. And he was out here pissy. He said, I don't like, yeah, they're quitters. I don't respect them. We like winners. Winners? Remember Joe Judge said that? It's like Dan Quinn, who's the next Joe Judge. Talk about, yeah, since they want to play that game, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. See us in 2 weeks, man. By then, we'll have our backups in. We'll be sitting on the bench with the starters, getting ready for the playoff game while you sit on the couch. Go flex on beating the backups, man. Lodan is going to flex about barely beating the Eagles backups in week 18. No, he'll blow them out probably. He'll probably put 55 on the head top. Yeah, but like Joe Judge knows anything about winning mentality. I'm just saying. Like, dude, it's hilarious, man. Do I have that? Do I have that interview? I want to see if I could find the let me see if I can find the one. Do I have that? I don't know if I do. Let me see if I do. I might not have it. I don't know. I don't think I have it. But yeah, I could care less, man. Because at the end of the day, that's what happened. I don't care what they have to say, man. All I know is this. I don't see Commanders fan wearing this. Not today. Where's the cat? All I see is Eagles. You know what I'm saying? We did what we had to do. If you didn't win, just shut up, man. Just shut up respectfully. Just shut up. Just Giants that year were 6-10 and couldn't beat the 7-9 Washington football team. The Washington Commanders should fire Dan Quinn, in my opinion. Dan Quinn is overrated. Dude, he literally won because he had the most easiest schedule in fucking play. And that's how they made the NFC Championship game. They played an injury-prone Lions team. Dan Quinn is a bum. I'm sorry. He's a defensive coordinator at best. He's not a head coach material. If I was the Commanders, I'd have fired Dan Quinn and go get a guy like the Seahawks offensive corner and make him the head coach. Or Lincoln Riley or someone like that, man. Or Joe Brady. Dan Quinn is a bum, man. He ride off the fact that Jaden Daniels had nobody having film on him. He ride off the fact that he had a easiest schedule on planet Earth. I mean, dude, he had one of the easiest schedules last year. And they got the head tap blown to pieces with a 55 brain matter. I mean, bro, we put 55 on the head tap, on the head top, man. We did 55 head taps on them, man. There was nothing but fucking brain matter on the concrete, bro. There was nothing. By the time the paramedics came, there was nothing but freaking a lifeless body with a head that was literally missing pieces. The skull was missing pieces. That's how bad we did them, bro. Their face was blown off. You saw nothing but blood and matter on the ground. Brain matter, face was removed from his nose and shit. Like his nose was all the way down the street. We blew his nose off, man. His eyes there was no eye sockets. The only thing you saw was the eye sticking out like that, man. The eye literally is coming out of his head, man. Come on, bro. You could see literally the eye muscle falling out of his head, man. That's how bad we did the Commanders. We literally blew their head off their fucking shoulders. So, I mean, you know, they had nothing to talk about, man. Yep, the Commanders GM did a horrible roster construction. Dude, they're fucking trash. You know what I'm saying? There is what it is. I don't mean to start it like that, but I'm tired of them talking, man. Go win a Super Bowl, man. Oh, that's right, you can't. Never mind. You got your head blown out with a 55 bullets to your fucking skull, man. Like, we put switches and Dracos and AR-15s, and we just unload clips after clips and blew your head wide back, making sure brain matter splattered on the concrete. You got absolutely stood over and you could do nothing but sit there and take them bullets right in your head, man. You were lifeless. That's what happened. You took them shots and there was nothing you could do. 55-23 and 32-point blowout wasn't even close. No, it wasn't. WP this season is just now even listenable. I feel like they just rage bait. They're idiots, man. Do you know Joe Gigolo is a Giants fan? Go look him up. Go look up Joe Gigolo. Where is he from? New York. The man is from New York. He's a Giants fan. But yet he's on a radio station talking Eagles, man. He's a Giants fan. So is Spike. They're not even from Philadelphia. Most of them are from New York or New Jersey. Spike is not even from Philadelphia. He's from New York. He was literally a Bills a radio station host. He was literally part of the Bills radio. The Giants media as a radio station before he decided to go to WIP. That's where he got his credentials from. He didn't get it from Philadelphia. He didn't go to Philadelphia school to get his credentials to do radio. He was from New York. Go look up Joe Gigolo. Go look up who he likes as a fan. You'll be surprised. He's not an Eagles fan. He's a Giants fan. He claims he's an Eagle fan, but when you look at it where he came from, he's from New York and he loved the Giants. But John puts a listen to you about my Eagles, man. Come on, bro. Dan Sileo is a Buccaneers fan. Dan Sileo played for the Cowboys. Why do you think he dick rides Dak Prescott so much? He never played for the Eagles. So it's not surprising he hates the Eagles. That's like saying Michael Irvin's going to talk nice about the Eagles. Never. Never. That's like saying someone like who would talk nice about the like you think a Cowboys player that's played for the Cowboys who's a rival is going to talk nice about an Eagles team when he's grew up hating them? Come on. Dan Silly, Joe Gigolo is a Giants fan. Hold up, man. Where's it at, dude? Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second, guys. I'll go find the fucking. There you go. I found it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this up. There you go. I found it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this up. There you go. Y'all see that? Hold up. Let me make it smaller. Hold up. Let me make it smaller. Let me make it smaller. I don't know if I'm able to do that. Let me see. I'm gonna have to make it smaller. See if I can do that now. Alright, let me put it up. Because y'all can't see that. Give me a second. Alright. Here we go. Y'all see that now? What does that say? Joseph, as Joe Gigolo, graduated as DeSalle University in 2008 with a degree of sports management. He is a New York Giants and Yankees fan. And this guy's supposed to, how is he on WIP? This is what he is. Why are you not surprised? This is who y'all you call up every time when you disagree. This is who they are. Undercover, bitch-made, snakes in the grass, opposition, Giant fans that claim that's Eagle fans, man. And you wonder why he don't like the Eagles. Look at it. Not even from Philadelphia. You see? This is what, when you go on WIP, most of them are not even Eagle fans. And yet he running around here talking about the Eagles, bro. You never was an Eagle fan. How you going to talk? And then he talks about the Phillies too. You're not even a Phillies fan. Look at this. He's a Yankees fan. But you know what? He has to be an Eagles fan because he has to be part of the WIP. He can't be a Giants fan if he's part of the WIP. So you got to be fake ass Phillies fan / Eagles fan. But at one time he was a Giants fan. But they run around here talking about he's an Eagles fan. He runs around here like he watched the Eagles, man. Come on, bro. No, you're a Giants fan, dude. We see through this shit, man. This is factual. And I'm supposed to take this dude seriously? This dude is fake as hell. How are you a Giants fan and yet you're supposed to talk about my team, man? That's like saying a Cowboys fan being on WIP. You think he's going to talk nice about Jalen Hurts and his Eagles team? Joe Jigglypuff is a Giants fan. Now, he won't say that because he don't want to admit that, but he's a Giants fan. He's a Giants fan. He is a fake-ass Eagle fan that's a Giants fan. They let this guy come on WIP who's a Giants fan. Spike Eskins is a Giants fan, probably. None of them are real Eagle fans. That's why they always hate him. The goofy dudes that are from Philadelphia that listen to him, you listen to a Giants fan. Congratulations. That's who you follow? So next time when you call up Joe Gigolo, just remember you talking to this dude. A guy that graduated from DeSalle University in 2008 with a degree in sports management. He is a New York Giants and Yankees fan pursuing a full time. How is he on? Telling you. That's who you follow. You follow Giant fans and Yankee fans that claim they're Philly fans and Eagle fans when they're really not. They're not. This dude is a fucking Giants fan, Yankees fan, but yet he talk about the Phillies. He talk about the Sixers. You're none of them. You're not even from Philadelphia. How can you sit there and become a Giants fan and yet you want to be a fake Eagle fan? That's why he has bad opinions, man. That's why he hates on Jalen Hurts, Spike Eskins, all these clowns that act like they're Eagle fans when we know they're not. They don't come from Philadelphia. They don't come from where I'm from. They're not even from Levittown. They're not even from Bristol. They're none of them. They're not even from here. They're from New York. Like this dude. It's like a Steelers fan talking about a Rays fan. Bro, it's like a Cowboys fan talking to it about Eagles, man. You think they're going to be realistic? You think they're going to be realistic? Hold on, let me go. Let me go put this charger back. Gosh, sorry about that. I had to bring the charger back. But no, exactly. No wonder why WP is unrealistic. They are. So next time when you talk about Joe Gigolo and you sit there and act like he's an Eagle fan, and remember, you know what I'm saying? These are the guys that talk Eagles. Why would a Giants fan be hired as a WRP for Eagles, man? I'm sorry. Cause it makes no sense. That to me is goofy, weird shit right there. No wonder why this guy is always negative. He talks shit about the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? The only reason he likes McNabb is because Eli Manning's beating McNabb. McNabb has never won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I bet you he was so angry when they won a Super Bowl. The first time they won a Super Bowl, and why would he want to be a Giants fan anyway? I mean, you were better off being pretending you're an Eagles fan, right? You're already doing Philadelphia sports radio. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why you weren't a Giants fan now, because the Giants are horrible. You know what I'm saying? But he was a Giants fan earlier. But that's just some fake shit to me. How come you're not part of the Giants media, man? Joe Jigglypuff? How come the WIP hired a guy who's a Giants fan? What kind of weird shit is that, man? Like that's ridiculous. That is absolutely sad and embarrassing. WIP should be ashamed of himself. If that is what's happening, you're hiring Giant fans, man. You're desperate as hell. That's like hiring a bitch-made Cowboys fan from Philadelphia and pretending he's an Eagle fan. We know he don't like the Eagles. And you know what? There might be some Cowboy fans who clearly are undercover Cowboy fans that work for WIP that might not be Eagle fans. Look at this. This is the guy you follow. It is what it is, man. Joe Gigolo is a fake-ass Eagle fan. And I ain't making this shit up. Read what the fuck it says. That's what it says. A lifetime WFN listener, which is Giants, Eagles. I'm sorry, not Giant Eagles. Giants Sports Radio. Joseph graduated from DeSales University in 2008 with a degree on sports management. He is a New York Giants fan and Yankees fan. Yet you talk about the Phillies. If that ain't some fake ass weird shit that I've ever seen, man. So not only this guy's not an Eagles fan, he's not even a Phillies fan. Yet y'all call him up every day. Pursuing a full-time career in sports industry. This who you follow, right? This who you call up on WIP. Why don't anybody call him out for this? And see, I can't do that because if I do that to him, I would embarrass him. Because you know I'm going to use that against him now, right? You were a Giants fan, a Yankees fan, man. But you run around and talk about the Phillies every time, man. Because he has no choice. He can't talk about his team. You know what I'm saying? He got to talk about what every Philadelphia fan base is talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? WIP hires Giant fans. They hire Cowboy fans, I'm sure. Why would you hire a Giants fan, man? Why did he go and be a Giants fan with the Giants media? He had to come all the way because no one wanted to listen to his ass, man. That's the truth. Joe Gigolo is a New York Giants fan. You got New York Giants fans on WIP being secret undercover Eagle fans. That's some fucking goofy bandwagon weird ass shit that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And then you claim you're a Phillies fan, but you're a goddamn Yankees fan. Imagine you claiming you're something you're not. That's like me have to go to Dallas and so I'm going to pretend I'm a Cowboys fan. But I'm secretly an Eagles fan, right? I've been Eagles fan, but I have to go. I would never go to Dallas and be an undercover Cowboys fan. That's some fucking goofy shit. And I just hate on everybody who's there. Of course I do. I don't like y'all. No wonder why Joe Gigolo always hates on Jalen Hurts. You see, all these people that hate on Jalen Hurts, they're not real Eagle fans. Not a lot of them. And you let this clown tell you that AJ Brown's unhappy. You want to know why he does that? Because deep down, he doesn't want the Eagles to succeed. It's easier to be a fake Eagles fan than it is to be a real Giants fan. Why does nobody call him out for this shit? Right? When you call up Joe Gigolo, why don't you say to him, bro, weren't you a Giants fan and Yankees fan before? No, I never was. No, I never was. Are you sure? Because it says on your fucking resume you were. Try it again, dickhead. You're not even from Philadelphia. You got your degree in New York. You worked for the Giants media. How is you on WIP talking my team? That right there. That right there made me hate WIP more. Because they're sneaky. They're fucking sneaky as hell. They're weird as hell. Why wouldn't you hire guys that are Philadelphia fans? Because they're not going to talk shit about Jalen Hurts. They're not going to do that. A Giants fan's going to talk shit about Jalen Hurts. Because they're Giant fans. This man was a degree. He is a Giants fan and Yankees fan, man. But he runs around and pretends he's a Phillies fan. You run around here and pretend you're an Eagles fan. It's like a bitch-made dude in disguise trying to be something he isn't. Joe Gigolo is a Giants fan and he's an analyst on WIP. No wonder why he makes clown takes. Listen, the industry is disgusting. Why do you think I don't want? You understand? I was going to trade school. I was supposed to go to trade school, but I look into those stuff. I met Adam Schefter, not Adam Schefter, Adam Schefter. The reporter. I met him. Also, I had a debate with him too, and I beat him in the debate. So I debated him, and he said, "Well, you got some good facts." But I was supposed to go in there. But I looked into that stuff. I knew about this. But it's time to bring out the big guns. When you sit there and you talk shit about my fucking football team, and your ass is a fucking Yankees fan and a Giants fan, and I don't think anybody else knows about this. Because there should be a lot of people who say, whoa, wait a minute. Why is he on WIP? Wait, how are you an Eagles fan? You're wearing Eagle colors, but yet you're a Giants fan. And why are you talking about the Phillies and you're a Yankees fan? Why would WIP hire a undercover Eagles fan to make bad takes about our team when he's a Giants fan? Why do you think I listen to 975? I don't listen to WIP. I haven't listened to WIP. Even some of these other guys like Cataldi, bro, he's not even an Eagles fan. He's not. The guys on 975, they hire Eagle fans. The guy that you hear in the morning are Eagle fans. They've been Eagles through in the mud. That's why they talk nicely about Jalen. Because they understand what they've been through. If you're a Giants fan, you're going to hate on Jalen Hurts every time. You're going to say, this guy can't throw the ball. He is what he is. Of course. You're not going to sit there and talk about the Giants. There's nothing to talk about. So when you sit there and you call WIP or you try to hear you listen to Joe Gigolo and you acting like this guy is speaking the truth, you're not an Eagles fan. You're a fucking fake-ass Giants fan / WIP fan that's listening to a Yankees and Giants fan who's undercover. Imagine listening to a Cowboys fan talk about your team. And I claim on me. Imagine me going to the Dallas Cowboys radio and I'm secretly an Eagles fan. But I talk bad about the Dallas Cowboys. Like, rip them apart. I say they should trade George Pickens. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts over Dak Prescott, which I would. But, I say that in Dallas. Cowboy fans be like, whoa, what the fuck is you talking about, man? Or I pretend I'm a Rangers fan when I'm really a Baltimore Orioles fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine being that type of fucking fake undercover fan. And that's what you is, Joe. Joe Jigglypuff. You don't even root for the teams that you clearly act like you root for. You're not a Phillies fan. You're a fucking Yankees fan. Why is you on here talking about the Phillies every time? I saw this man try to cover the Phillies games. I bet he didn't even watch one of them. Is he forced to watch them? Probably. But I bet he turned on a Yankees game quickly. You know what I'm saying? He's a Giants fan. This ain't me saying this. This ain't me saying this. This is what's reality. When you listen to WIP, remember, these are the people that they hire. They're not going to hire a Philly Eagle fan base. They're not going to hire me. They're not going to hire anybody unless it's Broads. And Broads' only reason they hire him is because he's really for radio. He's really radio. He's not YouTube. He's not really YouTube material. He's PG-13 radio. They won't hire me. Okay? They won't hire guys from Philadelphia. They're going to hire guys who are uncovered Giant fans. Why? Because the industry is nasty. But you listen to them every day. And you're going to ignore this and you're going to continue to listen. And that's fine. You can listen to whatever you want. But just remember, you're listening to a Giants fan and a Yankees fan. Or was a Yankees fan and a Giants fan. So now he pretends he's an Eagle fan and a Phillies fan. Why does nobody call him out for this? A lifetime WFN listener. That's not Philly radio. That's not Philly radio. That's Giants radio. That's New York. That's Yankees and Giants radio. That's Jets radio. It's not me saying this. It's what they're saying this. And this was before this year. This came out before that. You know what I'm saying? Joe Jiggler is a Giants fan. He's a Giants fan. But you know what? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Why would you not be surprised? The way they talk bad about our quarterback, the way they disrespect our offense, the way they disrespect our receivers, are you surprised? The way Dan Sileo disrespects them. Spike Eskin's not even an Eagles fan. None of these clowns are fucking Eagle fans, man. They pretend they are. Andrew Cataldi is one of the worst Eagle fans out there, man. His views were going down. And every time you listen to him on the morning show, he was annoying. Dude that looked like he sounded like he had rocks in his mouth. And he was always negative. My God, I remember at times my bus driver would tell me, I'm not listening to that guy. I'll be like, why? He said, I'm not listening to a clown who can't talk football. Like, my bus driver was a huge Eagles fan. But he said, I'm not listening to that idiot, that nitwit, that mook. How he even listened to Mike Misnelli. You know, I like Mike Misnelli because he's at least an Eagle fan. But are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Joe Jiggler does anything he can to try to stay irrelevant. If you keep listening to him, he's going to continue to be here. But understand something. When you listen to WIP, just remember, I wouldn't be surprised. This is who they are. When you got Giant fans and Yankee fans have to be Eagle fans to be on the radio talking Eagles football because the only job that would take them. Because they couldn't go to the Giants radio, so he went to WIP. Or WIP was desperate because they needed some different ideology and they didn't want to hear just Philly sports radio. This guy's a Giants fan and Yankees fan. And this guy want to run around and talk about that Jalen Hurts is a bum. Of course you would say that. You're a Giants fan. You're a Giants fan. It's like me being an Eagles fan and work for the Giants. I'm going to definitely disrespect Eli Manning. I'm going to definitely disrespect Dart. I would definitely be saying the same things he would about Jalen Hurts. I don't think Dart's good. Yeah, I'd rather go get Jaden Daniels over him. I'd rather go get I personally think that the Giants should trade Dart and go get Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a winner. Giant fans be like, "What the fuck is you talking? Who is this dude?" You know what I'm saying? You can portray as something, but eventually the truth will come out. WRP is disgusting, man. And you know what? If they allowed this to happen, they're more of a pitiful radio station. And why would players go? Eagle players are supposed to be part of they call themselves the home of the Philadelphia Eagles. No, you're home of the bandwagons. You're the home of the fake fans that betrays the Eagle fans. How you home the Eagles and you hire Giant fans and Yankee fans? What the fuck is you talking about? You hire clowns that don't even live in the Philadelphia area, that don't even live in my area. At least live somewhere in near the Philadelphia area. You don't even graduate. Your degree is not even from this area. You're from New York. Why do you think they bring? You ever notice they don't bring Nick Foles on? They bring Nick Foles like one time. You notice they bring McNabb on a lot. You want to know why? Because McNabb didn't do shit that really threatened them. McNabb didn't win anything. Sort of comfortable with that. Hugh Douglas is a nobody, honestly. He was a good player for the Eagles, but he's nobody. He didn't win shit. They won't hire a guy like Malcolm Jenkins. They won't hire a guy like Brian Dawg. They won't do that. They won't do that. Joe Gigolo is an undercover Giants fan. So are you surprised? You shouldn't be. Most of these fans that are on radio stations that call up, I'm sorry, the ones that call up on a radio station, you're talking to undercover Giant fans most of the time. These guys that claim they're Eagle fans, diehard Eagle fans. You listen to the takes and it's like, are you really Eagle fans? But then you look at this like, now I see why. Now I see why. Now I see why you want to get rid of AJ and want to get rid of Jalen. Now I see why. You're a Giants fan. I know they make your life live in hell every Sunday. I know that. Joe Gigolo was probably happy when they got blown out by the Giants this year. He was probably happy. He couldn't say that on live, on radio, because he has to be secretly an Eagles fan, right? But he was probably happy when the Giants blew out the Eagles, man, because he's a Giants fan. He's a Giants fan. But he has to pretend he's an Eagle fan. But I'm sure he goes home and he says, man, fuck the Eagles, man. I'm a Giants fan, bro. I just do this for money. Or he's going to be unfortunately have to watch this Eagles team. Why wouldn't Joe Gigolo not go and be a Giants radio host, man? Why did we hire guys who are undercover Giant fans, man? That's shady as hell. That is fucking nasty work. That's distasteful. It really is. You hire guys that don't even like our team. And you confuse the fans because the fans think that you're really Eagle fans when you're really not. And you say takes like benching Jalen Hurts for Tanner McKee. The only reason why you want Jalen Hurts bench is because you know he's a winner. Why are guys like that employed by Philadelphia media, man? You call yourself WIP, the home of the Eagles, but you hire fucking Yankee fans who portray as Philly fans. You hire guys who are Giant fans, got the degree in New York. WFN is not Philadelphia sports. They don't cover sports in Philadelphia. They don't cover anything with Eagles. They don't cover anything with Phillies. They don't cover anything with Sixers. They cover New York Jets, New York Giants. Those are the bozos that were mad at Saquon Barkley, where Tiki Barber was on. That was the radio station. The guy that had his hair blue, the bald-headed fat dude. Yeah, that's their station right there. The ones that sit there and say that Saquon Barkley I'm glad Saquon is gone. That he was dead meat. You remember when Tiki Barber said that? That's the radio station. The ones that said, y'all Eagle fans, y'all the stupidest fan base in the world. What does that guy say? He said that Jalen Hurts is not better than Daniel Jones. Come on, man. That's the radio station that Joe Jiggler got his degree from. It'd be different if he got his degree from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, right? But you didn't even get that from there. You got it from DeSales University. That's not Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's not the trade school that I went to go to Cherry Hill. You didn't go there. You went to New York. You were never an Eagles fan. And I'm not going to pretend you are one when it says you're a fucking Giants fan. Once you're a Giants fan, you're a Giants fan. It's like me pretending I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm really a bitch-made Cowboys fan. Nah, man, you were a Cowboys fan. You can pretend all you want. You can act like you're an Eagles fan. You can go to games all you want. You go to games because the Giants are not entertaining. Let the Giants get good, and let's see how Joe Jiggler would switch. This guy is a Giants fan, ladies and gentlemen. And you run around here talking about my football team. You sit there and act like A.J. Brown. Enough is enough. You only hate A.J. Brown because it's embarrassed y'all as a Giants player, embarrassed all your team when you were watching the Giants. You're tired of them bullying your corners, man. I'd be pissed off too if I was an undercover Giants fan. If you were a real Eagle fan, you wouldn't want an A.J. Brown being traded, or you wouldn't want to shop him. The fact that this man said he would go get a Duke Carter, that's a Giants take, man. Tanking. We don't tank in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? This guy just said a lot of shit that make no sense, man. I'm sorry. You know, the guy is what he is. But let me move on because we've been talking about him for a while. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Look at Jalen Hurts. Everybody was saying, speaking of Jalen Hurts, 22 for 30, 225 total yards, 2 TDs, 111.1 passing rating, and see clinched. Like, let me tell you something, man. Jalen Hurts is the best NFL quarterback that the Eagles ever had. McNabb's not on this level. McNabb was not a Super Bowl MVP. McNabb didn't do half of the shit that Jalen did. This is the best Eagles quarterback we ever had. And I think that we'll ever have. There will be nobody like Jalen Hurts. Jalen is a freaking monster. And for him to show up, by the way, that throw he made to Dallas Goedert was on the money. I love that throw he made. Jalen Hurts played above and beyond yesterday. He didn't go crazy with the number. He didn't need to. But he didn't turn over the ball, except that one interception, which gladly I knew was a PI call on defense. Casuals are mad. Oh, it's what Jalen didn't do nothing. Oh, really? Okay. Well, explain that one, knucklehead. 22 for 30, 225 total yards, 2 DDs, 111.1 passer rated. And he's made the playoff 5 straight seasons NFL starting quarterback. That's freaking incredible. That's freaking incredible. Back-to-back since 2004. It's never been done since McNabb and Andy. And it's beautiful, man. I think that people don't understand how good we have it in Philadelphia. We have a franchise quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, that is winning. We have been dreaming for that. And that's another thing about WFP, not to get off topic, but when they sit there and act like they want other quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and stuff like that, we don't want that. Because guess what? What has Joe Burrow done? You know what I'm saying? I hear people talk, oh, Joe Burrow and A.J. Brown. Why did he win with Jamar Chase? You tell me Joe Burrow can't win with Jamar Chase? Dude, it's T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, man. You acting like he didn't have Mixon the 1 year when he went to the Super Bowl. Well, he didn't have an offensive line. Excuse me, man. Sit down, bro. He went to the Super Bowl with that same offensive line. Joe Burrow and all these other quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, might not even make the playoffs this year. They act like these guys are better than Jalen. But where are they Super Bowls at? Where are their Super Bowls at? I keep hearing, when there was rumors about A.J. Brown being traded, right? Speculation, right? You got Brandon fans about A.J. come to Baltimore. Bro, you already got receivers everywhere, and your quarterback can't even throw the ball to him. How many more players do you need around Lamar? Lamar is what he is, a choke artist. You think A.J. Brown's going to help the Baltimore Ravens? Why would A.J. Brown want to go from one quarterback who supposedly wins to a quarterback that came and throw him the ball. You got Derrick Henry over there, man. You got a Super Bowl winning coach, and this man came and get past an AFC Championship game, man. He's a bum. He's a playoff choker. And he about to miss the playoffs. Is the Baltimore Ravens even in the playoffs this year? Are they even going? Come on, man. Lamar is such an overrated quarterback, dude. It wouldn't matter if he A.J. Brown. He overthrowed his ass in a heartbeat, man. Lamar is a guy who only uses legs. That's the only reason why he won MVP. I'm tired of these Baltimore Raven fans, man. You run around here and talk about your quarterback had nothing around. Your quarterback has had a top 10 defense. Hell, had more of a top 10 defense than my guy did. And your quarterback can't do nothing. Talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Fuck the Baltimore Ravens, man. Your team has everything around Lamar, and Lamar's a choker. He busy making action movies, wearing shitey masses, buying grills on his teeth, and he came and win a fucking AFC Championship game. Imagine being 2-4 in the freaking playoffs. 2-4. If he was in that in Philadelphia, we would be destroying him. We would be criticizing the fuck out of him. And he can't handle criticism because he went after an Eagles fan for calling him out. Ashley, I knew Joe Jiggler was a giant. Oh, I think I read that. Jalen Lynch was spectacular yesterday. Was accurate 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Yeah, I thought Jalen Lynch played well. Like I keep saying it, man. Like I think that Jalen Hurts. I don't think there's any quarter like people gotta understand. Nick Sirianni, like let's be real. I give Nick credit, but let's not act like Nick is McVay. Nick is not McVay. Nick is not a offensive guru. But the fact that your quarterback is able to make Nick look that great, that's a good thing. That is not on Nick. I'm not saying that's on Nick, but that just shows you have a franchise quarterback. Where you're able to make your coach look great as what you as possible. And to be honest, if he went to another franchise, he wouldn't do half of the things he's doing. That just shows you how good your quarterback is. Where Josh Allen has to get his offensive coordinator fired in 2023 because he's played horrible and they have to replace him in the middle of the season. That's how they got Joe Brady. Because remember, and I keep saying it, but the guy that Dorsey, Ken Dorsey, was fired in the middle of the season in 2023, and they had to hire Joe Brady as the quarterback coach to the offensive coordinator and promote him. When Tua has McDaniels and can't win with them. And yet my quarterback has never had an offensive coordinator more than 2 years. And he has Tua has an offensive coordinator, head coach. And he's already looking like he's going to get benched. Remember, Tua was better than Jalen Hurts, right? Then you got people on WIP talk about we should go get Tua Tango. I don't want that fucking scrub near my fucking team, man. Keep that dude away from my team. Did you see the way he was smiling after losing? Bro, I hated when Carson Wentz did that shit. Please do not smile. If you play like ass in Philadelphia, you better not be smiling. That shows me you don't even care. Did you see how he was smiling after the game? I swear to God, he is so lucky he's in Miami. We would be after his ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm paused, but we would be cursing him out. We'd be wanting that dude out of here. I mean, could you imagine if A.J. Brown was smiling after losing the game? Just smiling after playing like trash. I mean, A.J. don't even do that. Imagine if someone like Jalen Hurts was doing that, which I'm glad he don't. And I love that he don't smile. He doesn't smile at all. And I like that he's focused. I hate when quarterbacks do that, man. It's like when you want to play like shit, but don't fucking make my life a living hell by smile. That pisses me off. That makes me want you to get off my team quickly, bro. Because that means you don't give a damn. Tua looks like he's on the way to the XFL. Dude, he just needs to retire. That's what he needs to do. He needs to retire. He's a bum. Like, I'm sorry, but everybody was all this tanking for Tua. Tua was never good. Tua, literally, if you watched a lot of his highlights, he doesn't have the better accuracy. His accuracy is there's only one thing he has, and sometimes he has arm, but not always. He was never a great elite thrower, even in college. A lot of times, the throws he made were one-on-one plays where it was like, okay, that was just a throw, but a lot of times receivers had to make that throw. I mean, he had Henry Ruggs that was running a 4.42, or I'm sorry, 4.32 or something like that. And Devonta Smith was running a something probably fast. They probably didn't get. No, he didn't run the combine. My fault. But he had Jerry Jeudy was running also a 4. What was he? Ran a 4.32 also. I mean, Henry Ruggs ran a 4.22. Judy ran a 4.32. Devontae didn't even run the combine, I don't think. But he was probably going to be fast in the combine. I mean, these guys ran a absolute. They were running like track star type 40 dashes, man. Of course, Tua would overthrow and then would go catch it. You know what I'm saying? But what did he do in Miami? I mean, the dude is a bum. Tua is a bum. And the only reason why they talk about Jalen Hurts getting benched by Tua, but they forgot Tua got benched by Jalen Hurts as well. Because when Tua had to sit down, guess who took over? Jalen Hurts did. And Jalen Hurts was supposed to be the Alabama quarterback, but then say, you know what? Let me go to Oklahoma. Because Nick Saban was going to bench him. When Tua got benched and got hurt, that was another thing. He also got hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he was a bum. Tua was a bum. I'm sorry to say it. I knew that from the day he was drafted. I knew he wouldn't work. All this tanking for Tua. Tank for Tua. Come on, man. Tua looks like he's on the way XFL. He looks like he's a scrub. I mean, I don't think he's a scrub. He's not a great quarterback. He's not. He's not. I think Mike McDaniels is cursed, unfortunately. I think Mike McDaniels deserves to have his own quarterback. If you give Mike McDaniels Jalen Hurts right now, they would win a Super Bowl. Flat out said, I said to Miami Dolphins, oh, no, I don't think we even do it to it. Tua's trash, bro. You telling me Jalen can't go to Miami? I mean, dude, he would have Tyreek Hill and Waddle. You telling me he couldn't do it with those guys? Come on, man. What are we talking about? You acting like they're bums. He would kill with Tyreek Hill, man. Like, think about it. And he would A-Chain too? A-Chain? Come on. Tua is a bum. Tua would not be able to win the Super Bowl in Philadelphia, man. That guy's a sorry quarterback, dude. He's a product of Nick Saban. But Jalen was the real winner. And you saw it. One guy got better in the NFL, and one guy relied on college. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts won a national championship while Tua was on the bench. People don't forget that. The second championship, Jalen Hurts had to come in for Tua. And won the game. You know, but they don't want to talk about that. It is what it is. I don't think Tua's a good quarter. I don't. I never did. Just like I think Justin Herbert's overrated. I think that Justin Herbert's is going to make mistakes in the playoffs. I think Bo Nix I'm sorry. Like, I look at these teams in its division. I honestly, it's like, I'm so glad I have Jalen Hurts. Imagine being a Buffalo Bills fan. And you're ringless, and you out here bragging about your quarterback winning MVP, but can't get to a Super Bowl. And you run around and talk about you need defenses. You know what I'm saying? And you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. You have Lamar Jackson, who shows you these highlight flashes, but stinks it up when it's time to play for real. Imagine being that type of fan. I could never be a Ravens fan and not call out Lamar. And you got Raven fans. Raven fans, they're not like Eagle fans. They're like Cowboy fans a lot, man. They will never give their quarterback any, blame at all. It will be, oh, it's not Lamar's fault. It's not Lamar's fault? Oh, okay. So Lamar just needs everything around him. He'll be fine. Well, then how come he's not winning? Because he is their character. You said that he needed a running game. They go get a running game. Now it's not enough. So they got 2 tight ends, 3 legit receivers that would start for another team. I mean, Zay Flowers is one of the best receivers that the Ravens have on the roster, and they can't win with him. They drafted 3 legit receivers: Bateman, Zay Flowers, and it's like, bro, they had Odell Beckham Jr., and they couldn't even get to a Super Bowl. What was stopping from Lamar not beating the Houston Texans? Oh, okay, my fault. They couldn't even beat the Chiefs. Yeah, that's right. Spags end up making them look like one-dimensional. But they run around to Lamar would win with the Eagles. Lamar can't even win with the Ravens. So how the fuck would he win with the Eagles, man? Because he has the exact same talent, probably even more than he has in Philadelphia. He has elite defense. Y'all drafted a safety to think that would help him out. And he ain't even making the playoffs this year. He's 2-4 in his post game as a starter in the playoffs, man. He's 2-4. His playoff record is 2-4. And you're going to rely on what? He needs more? How many more does he need? Like, I'm sorry. Like, You know, everybody wants to blame the offensive coordinator. Look at Raven fans blaming their offensive coordinator. Your offensive coordinator ain't the problem. Your quarterback's the problem. Lamar, I've said it all on, and I keep saying Lamar can't read a defense. They claim Jalen Hurts can't read a defense, but he beat Spags. He couldn't even beat Spags. Lamar struggles against elite defenses. He couldn't stop Vic Fangio's defense. You want to talk about Jalen Hurts can't read a defense? Lamar cannot read a defense. And you're lying if you think he can, because he can't. Because he would have beaten the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Whose fault was that? Was that? Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Zay Flowers' fault. I forgot. My fault. Excuses. Oh, that man, by the way, has DeAndre Hopkins on his roster too. Yeah, he does. He did. Well, he did. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still on the roster. Is he still on the roster? Yeah, I think DeAndre Hopkins is now on the Ravens. So again, another weapon. What a joke. Lamar Jackson can't read defense, especially against a deal. It's facts. If Jalen Hurts can't read defense, then how come he's beating guys like or he just beat the Vikings defense coordinator? I mean, he had a perfect rating against him, and Dak couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But let the media keep telling you Lamar would go to Philadelphia and have a perfect rating. It would have a perfect season. But yet he can't do it in Baltimore. What's stopping Baltimore from not going to Super Bowl? Lamar is so good. Then why does he need to go to Philadelphia? What does he have that what does the Baltimore Ravens don't have that Philadelphia has that would make Lamar special? Lamar has a running game. Lamar has a running back. Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs still in his game. You're making excuses. And Raven fans never hold their quarterback accountable. I see guys like Raven Contract say, "Oh, Lamar needs a new offensive coordinator." Lamar came. His offensive coordinator is dumb in the playbook for him because he can't read a certain defense. They claim Jalen Hurts can't read a defense, but then they don't talk about Lamar. Why can't Lamar not win in Baltimore? What's stopping him? Was it the Ravens' fault for fumbling last year and 2 times in the playoff game? Or was that Lamar's? Huh? The Raven fans make so many excuses for their quarterback, but they want to blame our quarterback. They want to take a shit on Jalen Hurts and say, well, if Lamar was on the Eagles, he would have got fucking kicked out of Philadelphia a long time ago, bro. You think his 2-4 record would be acceptable in Philadelphia? You really think Joe Burrow would be acceptable in Philadelphia losing playoff back-to-back? Do you really think Lamar would be able to handle the Philadelphia media? Do you understand what WIP has did to Jalen? You really think Lamar is able to handle that Philadelphia media? He would be crying. Lamar would be booed in Philadelphia right now. A 2-4 record. If Jalen Hurts missed the playoffs for 3 straight years and couldn't win an NFC Championship game, and all the talent is around him, do you think Eagle fans would say, you know what, Jalen Hurts needs more talent around him? No, they'd be asking for him to be benched. How? They're asking for him to be benched when he had a one bad game. Maybe 2. I bet they're not asking him for to be on the bench now. They're not asking him to be traded now, are they? Except the goofballs on WIP. We already know they're not Eagle fans. But Lamar Jackson would be booed out of Philadelphia, just like Carson Wentz was. We don't accept losing here, man. That's why McNabb didn't last, Garcia didn't last, Sam Bradford didn't last. We don't accept losers. We worship Nick Foles. Why? Because he won a Super Bowl. He was a Super Bowl MVP. Why do we love Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia? I mean, a lot of people don't. There's some Eagle fans that don't like him, but some Eagle fans, they don't like Nick Foles. They'd rather have Carson Wentz. There's a lot of Eagle fans that like McNabb and make excuse for McNabb. McNabb had weapons. McNabb did have weapons. They weren't just Randy Moss weapons, that's all. But he had weapons. He had T.O. He didn't want T.O. there. Remember, he didn't want to pay him. He said in the interview, we don't need T.O. So shut your bitch ass up when you talk about McNabb. Because McNabb did that to himself. If he would have sat there and been a good leader and say, you know what? I think we need to pay T.O. I need T.O. I can't win without him. But instead, he had his ego in the way, and he thought he was bigger than what he was. And he said to T.O. pretty much, fuck you. Now, T.O. was getting on his nerves, absolutely. But still, man, you weren't shit until T.O. came as an Eagle. And then he had Deshaun Jackson. He had Jason Avant. Come on, what are we talking about? Dude, I think he had LaShawn McCoy as his rookie, too. Now, that was a little bit older, but he also had Kevin Curtis. Wasn't a bad receiver. Wasn't great. Like, McNabb was also a guy that was supposed to, like, McNabb also had some competent receivers, man. We're not going to sit there and have nothing around him. You had a legit running back in your second year as a starter. You had Deuce Stanley here, and you had Brian Westbrook, man. Brian Westbrook would probably be in the Hall of Fame if you won the Super Bowl and you did what you're supposed to do. Hell, most of these players on defense will be in the Hall of Fame if you won your 04 Super Bowl. That's right, you fucking threw up in the Super Bowl because you're busy was trying to get drunk before the game. My fault. I forgot the choke artist. My fault. We never hold chalk. We only like bums. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Hurts wins to MP. No, he sucks. Put Tanner McKee in. Danny didn't win shit, but some Eagle fans just like white quarterbacks. So they want losers. I don't get it because they're so used to losing. Now they want to win, but they don't want the quarterback that wins them the game being as a quarterback because they look at Joe Burrow. Well, Joe Burrow don't win shit. Why the fuck would you want a guy who can't win shit? And don't tell me he don't have a defense. Not my issue. Joe Burrow wanted the receivers to get paid. He begged for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to get paid. He hold the franchise hostage. I don't want to hear excuses for him. When Joe Burrow is literally forcing a franchise to pay his two receivers and swore it down that that's all they needed, then shut the fuck up. Because you were bitching and complaining that you need your receivers paid. Shut up. Shut up. You don't get to scream foul when you were literally asking for your number one receivers to get paid. And you didn't care about your defense. And then you wanted to be paid. Because Joe Burrow wanted to be the highest paid quarterback. He didn't care about it. He didn't do what Jalen Hurts did and took a restructured deal to keep Jamar Chase and T. No, he took a big bag. Same with Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar. And I'm supposed to feel fucking bad for them. Fuck out of here. Lamar wanted to trade because he wanted to be the highest paid quarterback. And now they're starting to regret that. Lamar Jackson can't even read a div. No. Lamar would struggle in Philadelphia. Number one, because I don't think his mindset would be right. I think we'll be in playoff games, but I don't think that he would win anything. Lamar would struggle. He would fumble the ball a lot. And I don't think he beats Spags because he can't beat Spags in the AFC Championship game. If he can't beat him on the Raiders, how the hell is he going to win a Super Bowl? Like that, when people say he would be perfect, well, if that's the case, then why did he not beat Spags with the Ravens? Because the Ravens literally were stopped because Lamar couldn't move the ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, they couldn't move the ball on the Chiefs that year when they were supposed to go to the Super Bowl. What was stopping Lamar from not getting past the AFC Championship game? They had home field advantage through the playoffs. The Chiefs went in Baltimore and beat them. He can't beat Josh Allen. He can't even beat Joe Burrow. He's literally the fourth quarterback that anybody talks about in that division. Jalen Hurts beats Spags in Super Bowl 59. Lamar couldn't beat Spags in AFC title game. No. And then he loses to guys like fucking Josh Allen the following year. And then he doesn't even make the playoffs because he can't even stay healthy. You take away Lamar Jackson, Lamar cannot play if he can't use his legs. Like the thing about Jalen Hurts is he don't need to use his legs. He still can throw the ball. Like people act like Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, and it makes me mad because it's not the truth. I think the coaching puts us in bad or quarterback in bad situations. And I think that pisses me off the most because it's like, no, it's not the quarterback, bro. And people want to focus, oh, it's Jalen Hurts just sucks. Jalen Hurts sucks. Like you got goofballs making accounts on Twitter having a troll profile for Jalen Hurts just to hate on him. I could never do that shit. Even if I hated a player, I can never make a fake profile just hating on someone. But you got people hating on Jalen Hurts, man. They want Tanner McKee in. You really think Tanner McKee could do what Jalen Hurts did yesterday? You saw Tanner McKee. What did he do special? Tanner McKee couldn't even get the running game going on. They shut down the running game. Tanner McKee wouldn't be able to beat this Commanders team. No way in hell he would have. Not with this offense line. This offense line is horrendous, bro. If you want to talk about offense line that's not even the same, Jalen Hurts' offense line is not even the same. That's what people don't understand. You acting like Jalen Hurts has a clean pocket every time. He don't. He don't. He's literally working with probably one of the worst offense line. Not the horrible, but up there. Especially with his right guard. Like Tyler Steen is not elite at all. He's not. He's okay. But I'm getting another guard next year. Steen is not it, man. And he's relying on a backup right tackle. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, and Jurgensen and Dixon is struggling. I mean, I watched Dickerson whiff on a block. Not this week, but last time he whiffed a block. He got beat by the Raiders defender. That's why Jalen Hurts had to throw the ball away. If you didn't sit all 22, you had to see the offense can't block. They blocked better this time, but they also struggled sometimes. The fumble happened because Mulata got beat. You know what I'm saying? So acting like that Jalen Hurts has an offensive line all through his career is crazy. When Lane Johnson is not there and he's still winning games, is that a perfect situation? Because I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? You really think Tanner McKee cannot run like Jalen Hurts? Tanner McKee is not going to outrun nobody. Tanner McKee is the same equivalent. He might be able to run a little bit more than a Pickett or Minshew, but not as much. Tanner McKee needs a running game. If you got to make Tanner McKee sit in the pocket, throw the ball, he's not going to win you the game. Tanner McKee reminds me, Tanner McKee is Nick Foles a lot. You need, in order to win with him, you have to make sure it's an RPO system. And I think that you need to make sure you get the running game. Let's say Jalen Hurts goes down, right? Let's say he end up having a knock on wood, because it's not the season. Knock on wood. Let's say he has an injury, something, and we need Tanner McKee to win us a Super Bowl. Our offense has to be damn near perfect to win us a Super Bowl. If you lose Jalen Hurts, you're done. You're done. You're done. Because Nick Foles had to get his offense changed. Remember, he couldn't play under Carson Wentz's system, so he had to learn under a Chip Kelly offense. Doug Pearson and Frank Wright went back to something that worked in 2015, in 2014, in 2013. They had to go back to the old scheme that worked for him and use that to win the Super Bowl. You would have to change up the scheme for Tanner. Tanner cannot do what Jalen Hurts does. That's not going to be his. So if let's say Jalen does go down, knock on wood, because I don't think it will ever happen. I hope it don't. But let's say next game he goes down, or they play him in Buffalo and something happens. And hopefully not. I'm not saying I hope not. And I pray he don't. But let's say it does. Tanner McKee would have to they would have to change up the scheme. And I don't think this coach staff is able to do that. Where Nick Foles, I do think that they had the coach staff to do that. But if you have to rely on Tanner McKee to win you a Super Bowl, you have to change up the scheme that will fit him. Where I don't think he could run in Jalen Hurts' system. I don't. Because Tanner McKee is a different quarterback than Jalen Hurts. You know? Where I think if you had Kellen Moore, okay, you probably could run a different system if, say, your quarterback goes down. Or something tragically happens to him. Where it's like he's out for the season and he's not coming back. You know what I'm saying? Tanner McKee would have to go into a new system. Well, probably not a new system. Probably have to give him a system that comforts him. The system that he won in those 2 games, that wasn't Jalen Hurts' system. They had an offense coordinator that took some of the things he did in Stanford and they used that in their game plan. Nick cannot do that. That's something Nick cannot do. Tanner McKee, his system was because Kellen Moore was able to adjust. Kellen Moore was able to say, I saw this guy in Stanford. I'm going to take some of the plays I learned from Stanford. Nick was able to go back with Kellen Moore because they worked together and took some of the things from Stanford. And he used that in his game plan. the Cowboys and Giants game that you saw, where if he had to rely on in Jalen's system, he couldn't do it. Just like if you brought Josh Allen in Philadelphia, he's not playing in Jalen's system. They have to switch the system up for him. You wouldn't be a running team. You would be a passing team. Because Jalen Hurts' system does not fit Josh Allen. It's like Jalen Hurts cannot go to Buffalo and do what Josh Allen did. They're two separate quarterbacks. When people sit there and say that any quarterback could go Jalen's system, well, if that's the case, then why did Mitchell not win? Right? Pickett couldn't win with nothing. Mariota couldn't do what Jalen did. Because quarterbacks work different ways. And you got to have the right offensive coordinators and head coaches to change the system. Like, if Jalen Hurts goes down, I don't think KP is able to change the system to fit Tanner McKee to win us a Super Bowl. I think we'd be screwed. I do. I don't think if Jalen Hurts has a situation like Carson Wentz, and I'm not saying, like I said, knock on wood, but if he has a situation like Carson Wentz, I don't think Tanner McKee could do what Nick Foles did. They changed up the system. You remember in the Raiders game, he was horrible. And they had to go back to something that worked for him. I think that's the same thing as Tanner McKee. You have to go back to something that worked for him in college and use that. Because that system you run with Jalen Hurts, it wouldn't last with him. And that's what people don't get. So when you got dummies over there talking, if Joe Burrow was in Jalen Hurts' system, well, Joe Burrow wouldn't be in Jalen Hurts' system, numbnut, because the system would be changed because Joe Burrow is a different fucking quarterback and doesn't play the same system as Jalen Hurts. Learn football. And this is what these idiots don't understand. Josh Allen wouldn't be able to do what Jalen Hurts did because they play two different systems. They don't work the same. They're two different quarterbacks. There are two different kinds of quarterbacks. One is a gunslinger, and one is a dual threat quarterback. Do you not know the difference? You know what I'm saying? That's like saying McNabb could go to Tom Brady's system and play. No, they're two separate quarterbacks. They're two separate quarterbacks. Tom Brady cannot go to Green Bay and do what Aaron Rodgers did. No, they would have to change the scheme up for him. So when dum-dums talk about Justin Herbert would go to Philly and be a perfect... No, Justin Herbert would not, because Justin Herbert wouldn't be doing what Jalen does, because it would change the system up for him. It's like Justin Herbert wouldn't be able to go to Buffalo and do what Josh Allen did, because they're different quarterbacks. Now, I do think that Jalen Hurts could go to Lamar's system and win with it, because Lamar is pretty much the same thing Jalen Hurts runs, except Jalen Hurts is a lot more pro than Lamar. Lamar can only run a basic offense, an RPO offense. Jalen Hurts can run an actual offense. And a lot of times, the offense, I mean, he's under shotgun more time. He was under shotgun most of the time. He was able to throw the ball. I don't think Lamar's able to do that. Lamar needs an RPO system. Lamar needs a running game. Lamar needs to be under center a lot more. He wouldn't be able to do what Jalen did yesterday. He would have turned over the ball. You know what I'm saying? It pisses me off that people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So when people sit there and say, well, if Josh Allen went to Jalen's system, well, Josh Allen wouldn't be in Jalen's system because he would change the system up for him. Idiot. Do you not understand that? Josh Allen is a different quarterback than Jalen Hurts. They do not play the same. They're two separate quarterbacks. They don't play alike. Josh Allen is a gunslinger, a 6'2" white guy who's a gunslinger as a quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Okay? You're not putting Patrick Mahomes in Lamar's system and thinking he can do it, do you? No. Because they're two separate quarterbacks. I don't think people understand. That's what I say. Some people don't understand football, man. It's like saying that Justin Jefferson could go and do what A.J. Brown do. No, they're two separate receivers. One plays mostly in the slot, and the other one's outside. That's pretty much like a bully. Okay? They're two separate receivers. You would have to switch a scheme up for him, or you have to give him in different situations. That don't mean they're bad players, no, but they work differently. So when people say Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert could go to Jalen's system, no, they wouldn't. They're going their system. You have to change the system for them to succeed. You cannot use Justin Herbert in Jalen's system and think it would work, because Jalen Hurts' system is made for Jalen only. That's for Jalen to succeed. That's a system that fits him. Okay? If you put Jalen Hurts in a Josh Allen system, he's not succeeding. He's not. He doesn't play the same way Josh Allen does. That don't mean they're bad quarterbacks. No, they've worked different systems. Okay, you're not putting Sam Darnold in the Buffalo Bills Josh Allen system, are you? No, because they're two separate quarterbacks. Just like Nick Foles wouldn't be able to do what Patrick Mahomes does in Kansas City. I mean, come on. Is Patrick Mahomes able to do what he did, what he does in Kansas City, when he won them Super Bowls and go somewhere like, I don't know, Baltimore? Probably not. You would have to change the system to fit him. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes fits the Kansas City because Kansas City is a system that's meant for him. It's called a system fit, man. Quarterbacks have different styles. There are different ways how to use a quarterback. Josh Allen wouldn't be able to do what Jalen Hurts does because Jalen plays a different scheme. It's a different system for him. It should be. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes our offense, a head coach try to make him into something he's not, and it don't work. You know what I'm saying? That's why, when you saw the 3 games he was bad, because they were trying to make him something he wasn't. And then they went back to something that worked, and lo and behold, look how better he got. Oh my God, when he has to use Jalen Hurts' strength, oh my God, he looks actually decent, doesn't he? It is what it is, man. So when people say Tanner McKee can do what Jalen Hurts does, I know, man. Tanner McKee would have to learn his own system. It would have to be under a new system for him. Jalen Hurts cannot do what Tanner McKee in the same system. It don't work like they play 2 separate ways, man. And that's what people don't fucking understand. And I don't mind, I apologize for cursing, but it's like, it makes me mad. It's like, if you're going to talk football, at least have context with it, right? Joe Burrow is not going to Lamar's system and succeeding. Only Joe Burrow would go to the Baltimore if the Baltimore changed the system up, because he's not playing Lamar's system. Lamar and Joe Burrow play 2 separate ways. They're 2 different styles. They play 2 different schemes. Okay? It makes no sense, man. And some people don't understand that. Chris Carter saying we need to trade A.J. Brown. Chris Carter's a fucking dork. Dude is not even a fucking dork. He's a fucking cokehead, man. What the fuck does Chris Carter know? Chris Carter is a ringless dummy. Carter doesn't have a Super Bowl ring. How are you going to tell another franchise when you've been on 2 different franchises? You were originally on the Eagles and you got cut because you couldn't keep your ass out of the drugs, man. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck what Chris Carter says. Who cares? Did you win a Super Bowl? No. You're another ringless loser. Chris Carter only wants A.J. Brown gone because he's bitter. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck what Chris Carter thinks? Just saying that we need to trade. Why do we have to trade A.J. Brown? Why? We don't need to trade A.J. Brown. We're not required by anybody to trade. We don't got to trade A.J. Brown. The Eagles are not trading A.J. Brown. I don't know why people think that. They're not going to trade him. If they're going to trade him, it's because if A.J. wants out. A.J.'s not going to want out. A.J. said it many times he loves Philadelphia. And the Eagles are not trading the superstar receiver for peanuts, man. That's what people don't get. They're going to restructure his deal. They're going to restructure his deal. That's what's going to happen. They're going to ask A.J. Brown to take a pay cut, and A.J. is going to say, okay. Because A.J. already made enough. A.J. is not selfish. Watch. Watch what I say. A.J. Brown will restructure his deal next year. Howie, I don't worry about Howie Roseman. Howie always says he's not trading A.J. Brown. If they wanted to trade A.J. Brown, they would have traded him in the trade deadline. They would have had no problem doing it, right? Because y'all think they're going to take a cap hit next year. They do it in the early season. They would have to wait to June 4th to do it. June 1st or June 4th. And by then, everybody would have receivers anyway. So they wouldn't get the compensation they would want anyway. And then why would you trade a 28-year-old that's had over 4,000-yard receivers? You would be a dope. You would be a dope to do it, man. There's no reason to do it. A.J. Brown is not the issue. And I think the Eagles front office knows that. Okay, this is not the same situation as C.J. Gardner-Johnson. A.J. Brown is not C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They're not that. They're not trading A.J. Brown. They're not trading any core players, man. Okay, stop listening to these ESPN dummies. Stop listening to Chris Carter. Chris Carter has no connections to this facility. Has no idea what he's talking about. He's another dummy that's once again starting clickbait. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ask Chris Carter if he would trade Randy Moss in his prime. Should Randy Moss been traded in his prime? You know what I'm saying? We should ask Randy Moss if he thought the Vikings should have traded Randy Moss in his young career. Because he had off-field issues too. Come on, man. You don't give up on guys like that, man. The Eagles knew what they had in A.J. Brown the second they traded from him. You don't think they knew he had the issues? You don't think before they traded with Tennessee, you don't think they knew what he was? You don't think they knew that he had issues, bro? Like think about it, man. If they trade A.J. Brown over issues, man, they're going to trade Jalen Carter also for spitting on Dak Prescott, allegedly. Jalen Carter has been ejected. Are they going to trade Jalen Carter? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all got to stop it, man. Like, you got to understand who Howie Roseman is. Howie is not a dummy. If Howie trades a guy, he's going to get a lot for him. Howie's not trading A.J. Brown when he just paid A.J. Brown, man. Jeffrey Lurie has already talked to A.J. Brown. And Jeffrey Lurie already said he's not trading A.J. Brown. He already told the media he's not doing it. And Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are not trading a superstar receiver unless they get a lot back. And no one is paying the hefty price that the Eagles want. Because you would have to give up 4 first-round picks. And I don't think New England wants to give up picks for him. Not that much. New England tried to trade for him in the trade deadline. They tried to give up a second-round pick for him. And a guy who, what was his name? The receiver that nobody wanted. And the Eagles said no. They laughed at him and said no. The Steelers offered a deal and they said no. What part did they not get that? So if they said no this year and they said no last year, what do you think they're going to say this year? No. They're not going to trade him. You want A.J. Brown, you better give up a lot for him. You better give up 4 first-round picks and we probably want a player. You know, so they're not trading A.J. Brown, man. If they can restructure the deal, they're going to do that. You know, so you don't trade a guy like that, man. That's why guys like the Titans are falling apart. Look at the Titans, man. How did they do? Everybody thinks it's so easy to replace A.J. Brown. Well, if that's the case, why didn't the Titans do that? You saw that the Titans were trying to replace A.J. Brown. Did they replace him? No. The receivers in Washington. They're still looking for a GM at this point. They went through 3 head coaches. Y'all want to be the fucking Titans? Come on, man. You don't trade a guy like that. And then you trade A.J. Brown, you better go get another guy like that. Because guess what? Let me tell you something. Devontae Smith is not going to be what everybody thinks he is. People are going to say Devontae Smith is great, but he's not a number 1 for real. He is a good number 1 receiver when you have a compliment with him. People don't get that. Devontae wouldn't be able to handle those hits that come with it. Devontae is a good number 1 when you have an A.J. Brown. They work well together. But if you try to sit there and act like A.J. Brown can get replaced and you just put Devontae Smith and a bunch of rookies over there, then you will have the exact same situation in 2021. And why would you do that when you have a franchise quarterback that needs weapons? If the front office knows that Jalen Hurts is only limited, right? Because that's what they say. Then why would they trade their best receiver? That would make no freaking sense. And you would piss off your quarterback. You would piss off Devontae Smith. And you would start a lot of problems in that locker room, man. Because you trade A.J. Brown, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, you're not only going to piss Jalen Hurts off, you piss off Devontae Smith off. You're going to piss a lot of guys off in that building, man. You don't understand how much connection he has in that building, bro. And a lot of guys will say, well, then if he wants to go, I want to go too. You know, so you don't trade a guy like, they're not trading A.J. Brown, man. If they're going to trade him, they're going to get a lot for him, right? And that got to be like a Max Crosby and a Myles Garrett with 4 first-round picks and a Denzel Ward. It got to be something like that. You would get probably more for him than, especially if he wins the Super Bowl. The Eagles are not moving on from A.J. Brown, man. If they would have moved on from him, they would have traded him in the trade deadline. They swerved down A.J. Brown was not going to make it through the trade deadline. How many times did they say the Patriots were going to go get A.J. Brown? How many times did they say last year that A.J. Brown was getting traded? When is it going to stop? They've been saying A.J. Brown was getting traded for the last 4 years now. After the 2023 season, after A.J. Brown and Jalen supposedly had an argument, which wasn't true, they had a talk. They swore that he was getting traded. In 2024, they thought he was getting traded, and he's still here. And then in 2025, they swore that he was getting traded. What? They just reaching at this point. I don't give a fuck what Chris Carter thinks. Chris Carter is a goofball. What does Chris Carter know? What does he know that the Eagles front office don't know? Because Howie said we're not trading A.J. Brown. If Howie Roseman wanted to trade A.J. Brown, he would have got rid of him in the offseason this year. Hell, he would have never paid him. He paid him. Both him and Devonta are paid, man. If Howie Roseman wanted to get rid of A.J. Brown, he would have did it in the trade deadline. And trust me, Howie Roseman would have did it in a heartbeat. Howie has taken contracts with dead cap. He traded Bryce Huff. Okay? He traded Hassan Reddick. He has no problem getting rid of guys. If they were a locker room issue. It don't matter how much dead cap it is. If AJ was a distraction, he would have never kept them through the trade deadline. They would have taken New England's offer and got a guy like the second round pick, which was rumored, and it was actually true that a couple teams called him up. Last year was the Steelers calling him up. The Patriots tried to get him, and they said no. The Bills offered. They said no. These other 4 teams offered. The Packers offered at one point. They said no. We're not trading him. We have no plans of trading him. I don't know where this media thinks that. Who cares what NFL executives think? Like, when I hear NFL executives said that the Eagles might consider trading A.J. Brown, I hear Joe Judge, I hear Joe Shane as one of them, Jerry Jones, the sorry dude in Buffalo, the sorry dude in Washington, and some clown on ESPN that has no job, and Mike Tenenbaum, the guy that got fired by the Jets for training his star player in Darrelle Revis. I don't see a guy that's actually in this Eagles office that's saying that. Howie Roseman ain't saying that. So who's saying that? Who's the seven executive GMs that think the Eagles are going to trade him? Because it's not coming from the Eagles. Ain't Howie Roseman. One of them is not Howie Roseman. So who is these NFL executives? It's the clowns that don't know football. That's who the 7 executives are. The guys are unemployed, that have no credentials of this Philadelphia at all, have no parts of the organization, just talking out their ass. And they're probably not 7 executives said anything. It's probably an ESPN clown that just want to make rumors to get likes and clicks. Like Diane Rossini. Swore it down. A.J. Brown's getting traded in the trade line. She swore it down. Her and Derek Gunn swore it down. They were getting traded. Look how foolish they look. Elliot Shortpark swore it down. There could be a possibility that, I think it could be a possibility. Yeah, you sure about that one? I don't think so. Right? He was going to New England. He was going to go to the Steelers. Right? He was going to go to Baltimore. He was going to go to the Bills. Last year, he was going to New England, right? He wanted to be with Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, when he was the head coach of New England, he was going to do everything he can to get to A.J. Brown, right? Did it work? No. Because Howie Roseman's not a stupid GM. You're not going to fleece Howie Roseman. You want A.J. Brown, you better get 7 first-round picks. And they can't be bad picks. If you trade A.J. Brown, you better get a lot for him. And I think the Eagles will go ask for a lot. And I don't think teams are willing to pay the price. People don't understand. The Patriots are not giving up 4 first-round picks. Because that's what the Eagles are asking for. They're asking for a lot. And you have to give up a player. Oh, yeah. We're giving you not just A.J. Brown. We're giving you a Super Bowl champion. A guy that's been a 4-time 1,000-yard receiver. If you want that type of player, it's going to take a lot to get him. You want him, you better give up a lot. You better give us 4 first-round picks. We might even want that. We might want a receiver in that deal. And a corner. I even take one of your safeties. If you're a team like the Buffalo Bills, shit. I don't know what you can offer me. We don't want none. What do you have that we want? You got nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing to offer. You don't got anybody we want. We don't want Josh Allen. We already got our quarterback. I mean, that's the only guy that I would ask for. We'll make him as our backup. Sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Bills would do it. If I was the Eagles and Bills call me up for AJ Brown, I say, hey, we'll give it to you. Give us Josh Allen. Why do you want Josh Allen? You got Jalen Hurts. No, we want to make her a backup. You want AJ Brown? Give us Josh Allen. Let's see how desperate you are. Right? If you're the Patriot and you call for AJ Brown, I'm Howard Roseman. I'm saying, hey, listen, man, you want AJ Brown? Give us Gonzalez and 4 first-round picks. Matter of fact, give us Gonzalez, give us 4 first-round picks, and give us Drake May. Oh yeah, I want everything. Yeah, you want him? It's going to take a lot to get him. Sacrifice your franchise. If you're trade AJ Brown, I want to make sure you're crumbled. Right? Give us Drake May. Give us Josh Allen. Let's see how desperate you are. The only reason I want Josh Allen is to make him my backup. I want to make him a starter, but I just want to make fun of him. Right? This is what you give up to give him? Okay. I want you to crumble. If I'm Howie Roseman and you call for AJ Brown, I'm going to make the franchise crumble. Give me your quarterback. If his name is Patrick Mahomes and you're the Chiefs calling up for AJ Brown, I want Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to make sure you say no immediately. Because I'm going to do it on purpose. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to do that. The Bills don't have anything to offer. They don't got first-round picks. How the fuck are they going to get AJ Brown? You think we're giving them up for a third-round pick? You're out your rapid ass mind. You out your rap. If you think we're going to give them up for peanuts, you're out your rapid ass mind. It's going to take a lot to get them. And if we trade AJ Brown, let's say we do next year, which I don't know why we talk about, but if we do, you best believe it. That team that gave up to get AJ Brown is going to get a lot of talent for nothing. Because we're going to get a lot back in return. It's going to make Jalen Ramsey trade look child's play. Hell, it'll make Khalil Mack trade look child's play. AJ Brown's a superstar. And the Eagles are not giving up. So I don't give a fuck what Chris Carter says. I could care less what the Steelers... Anybody can say anything. Howie Roseman already said it would take a lot to get him out of Philadelphia. Now, I'm sure they're listening. I'm sure they listen about Devontae Smith. If someone called up 4 first-round picks for Devontae Smith, you're not listening? I would. That don't mean I'm doing it. If you called up the Eagles and you offer 4 first-round picks for Jalen Carter, you're not listening? Of course you are. Every team listens. I'm sure if you call up the Minnesota Vikings right now for 4 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson, I'm sure they're listening. Hell, you do that to the Bengals for Jamar Chase, I'm sure they're listening. That don't mean they're going to pull the trigger, though. I'm sure the Eagles were listening about the AJ Brown trades. That don't mean they were listening. That don't mean they're doing it. Next year, there'll be teams that go after him, and the Eagles will say, no. You want him? Hell, give us 4 first-round picks. Give us one of your players. If I'm the Eagles, I will call up. If the Patriots call me up for AJ Brown one more time, I'm going to do everything I can to make them crumble. Give me your quarterback. Give me Drake May. Give me hell, man. I'll even take Christian Gonzalez. Give me 4 first-round picks, Drake May. Why do I want to do that? Because I want to make them pay, right? You want AJ Brown? I want your quarterback. Well, why? You already have a quarterback. I don't want to make him my backup. We need a backup. Drake May will be our backup. You know what I'm saying? If you're the Buffalo Bills, give me Josh Allen. You ain't getting AJ Brown for peanuts. If you're the Steelers, call me up for AJ Brown. Shit. I don't know what you can offer. Give me Joe Reporter. I'm going to make your team crumble. You understand what I'm saying? Howie Roseman is not going to trade him for peanuts, so I'm not worried about AJ Brown leaving. Because I know my GM will make them crumble. If they trade AJ Brown, it's going to be for a lot. It's going to make Ramsey trade look child's play. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what would be it will make what team gave up a lot for a player in the trade? I mean, what team gave up a lot and they crumbled at the end of the day? Is there a team that gave up a lot for a player like a superstar and they crumbled immediately? Like I don't know what to compare it, but I'll tell you right now, it's going to make a team crumble. That AJ trade, if it does go down, it's going to be for a lot. What? Lay down. I'm saying, I don't know what you're crying for. You're not going out there. No. You'll be all right. Sorry, my cat's in the background. My cat's in the background. Hold on. Let me show you. Yeah. My cat's in the background. Give me a second. Let me show you. Let me show you. You know what I'm saying? He's sometimes loud. I apologize. See, he's loud. See? 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 He's bored. It is what it is, man. He said Chris Carter is saying we need to trade it. Chris Carter's an idiot. Tell him to trade Justin Jefferson. I think I read that, man. We're not trading AJ Brown, man. They're not trading for peanuts. So I'm not worried about it. Anybody can say anything, man. Listen, I'm sure they talked about AJ Brown trade rumors before. I'm sure teams called up, but I'm sure teams didn't want to give up a lot for him. You don't think Howard Roseman asked for a lot? I'm sure if the Bills called up for AJ Brown, I'm sure they asked for Josh Allen, and they hung up the phone. You know, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to take everything. I'm going to take your whole franchise away. I'm going to make you crumble. You know, say if you want AJ Brown, it's going to take a lot to get him. You know what I'm saying? You want Devontae Smith, going to take, well, I want to trade Devontae Smith, but if you want AJ Brown, right, and you want him that bad, you better pay up the price for him. You're giving up a lot. And I don't think teams want to do that. That's why I don't think he's going anywhere. I think it's too much for a lot of teams. The Patriots are not giving up Christian Gonzalez, and I think the Eagles would ask for him. They're not doing that, man. I love your cat, Easter one. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a British short hair. I think, yeah, he's a British short hair cat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He is a loud meow sometimes. So you do hear him sometimes. He's a loud meow. I ain't gonna lie. But he's my baby. He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. My little buddy. It is what it is. I love you, your cat. I appreciate that. Our offensive line has struggled this year. It did. It absolutely did, man. But it is what it is. I gotta get going, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I was gonna do a live show on my computer today, but I didn't feel like it. I just feel like jumping on the phone, man. Your boy EC1. Your boy EC1. I'm out. Go Birds. Fly goes fly. Yeah, I'm out.